No capping, y'all steady fludging. We know what's happening. If it's tapped, then it's fact. If it's capped, it's a rap. Over and over and over and over. Broken record scratching, they lacking, they capping again. They steady smacking their lips and rolling their neck. Eyes twitching cause you really made it out of them jets. You parasailing. Meanwhile, they just flatline, working on the...
What's happening? You feel me? It's your boy, the comment, KJ_men510. That's the Bay. Catch me Universal the Base. Catch me on What It Sound Like podcast. We get your best reviews and interviews. And catch me here on Tap In, no capping. Where if you're a nerdy, you've seen it, then what's your opinion? Jew Heffy, what's happening?
What's happening, man? What it do, man? It's your boy Straw Hat Joofy. Make it do what it doofy, man. You can find me here, there, and everywhere else like air. You feel me? We back with another one, man. It's a good Friday night here with the team, man. What's up with the doc?
Yo, what come to me when I ain't got no voice?
Trying to get you out the way.
The doctor be the doctor, nigga. Who you gonna call?
I'm gonna try to get through this. Shut up. All right, Dr. K every night. You can find me on Nerd on the Street. You can find me here on Tappin' No Cappin', of course. And you can find me on TikTok.
The doctor or patient today.
Shut up. And you can find me at the doctor's office on YouTube, where you get your proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comic books and comic book characters. Okay, I'm out of breath. Somebody else go next. Go, Cap.
This nigga Connor took like 3 of my jokes for Cure. That's crazy. It's the Captain, Cap Diesel. I'm in the building. You know, we've been cooking lately. You know, good content coming from your boy. Captain Diesel's dojo, and things of that nature. Yeah, I'm just here, man, ready to kick it with the guys.
You did.
I forgot to do what I normally do, you know what I'm saying, which is, you know, this is Dr. Categorizing, you know what I'm saying, Nerd on the Street podcast, you know what I'm saying. So y'all want to go ahead and go check her out, you feel me, go ahead and slide through. This is my boy Mike and Basic. We got questions, go ahead, check them out, you know what I'm saying. Then you got the Captain Diesel's dojo, you feel me, go ahead and check him out. There you go. And that's my boy Straw Hat Joofy with the One Piece Alliance. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and check him out on his media as well. And yeah, man, we here to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Not for a long time, but a good time. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and turn this music.
Hey, yo.
What? I missed it if I said something crazy. But yeah, man. So if you know what I'm saying, it's Tapping No Capping, y'all. We here. You know, like, follow, subscribe.
Hit them buttons, man. It don't cost you nothing, man. It's a small donation for us.
You know what I'm saying? Our last episode, y'all know we did the episode interview with Kyle Haybear. You know what I'm saying? The voice of Gohan and whatnot. So if y'all, you know what I mean, y'all support us, we be able to get y'all more interviews like that. You know what I'm saying? So support us so we can help support you.
Yes. So if you have not tuned into that video, man, it is on our YouTube. If you're following us on Facebook or Instagram, the link is in the bio that will direct you to our YouTube page, man. If y'all can, man, go check out the video, man. Let us know what you think and give us feedback so we can know what we can improve on, what directions we need to go with. So, you know, we take criticism very well. Excuse the doctor.
Damn, you got leprosy, nigga? No, I'm playing. Stop.
Nigga got
no, but yeah,
nigga bronchitis, nigga.
She got cooties, nigga.
But yeah, man. Since we do have and we want K right here for as long as possible tonight. We're gonna try to jump into this. So tonight is part 2 of the future of Black horror films. You feel me? Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. You know, one time for the one time. When we left off last time, I believe we were categorizing each one of our lists. I have no idea where the list is listed on this list right now.
I got it. Here's the categories. Yeah, go ahead, brother. I got you.
No, I see that. Now I'm looking for our list. Did I send you that? Hold on, give me a 0.5.
0.5 get you there.
You feel me?
Yeah, we were, but it's been dope though so far. Like going on the list, I think like the last one we did was what? You got Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, Snakes on a Plane was last. So we went through Leprechaun in the Hood, Snakes on a Plane, Candyman Original, Saw, Gothica, and Bones so far. Because I was categorizing. So
Right.
for let me see, I just want to add a list on here.
We did Leprechaun in the Hood. We did the classic stuff like Blackula, Vampire from Brooklyn, Night of the Living Dead, Anaconda. What was it Deep Blue Sea?
No, we spoke about it. I think we left. I think that's where we was leaving off. The LL Cool J and that situation. But I think the last one was the Snakes on the Plane one. So this was the official list. So yeah, we got through Leprechaun in the Hood, Sweetheart, His House, Tales from the Hood, Candyman. We did the original.
Oh, we went through Sweetheart already?
We did not.
No, I was just reading the top first one.
Oh, okay.
So the only ones we did, like I said, we only did Leprechaun in the Hood, Snakes on the Plane, Candyman Original, Saw, Gothica, and Bones. And so far, our common classes of black horror, we said was comedy, psychological, and monsters. So we have Leprechaun in the Hood listed in comedy, Snakes on the Plane listed in comedy. We have Candyman Original, Saw, and Gothica listed in psychological horrors. And then we have Bones listed in monster horrors so far. So
niggas, you know what I'm saying? Speaking about horror movies, nigga, I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
Keep your tongue to yourself, man.
Yeah, hell no. My hood instincts was kicking in, nigga. Like, hold on.
What the fuck you down there doing? You tweaking? Oh, so where we at? What's the next one up?
I'll just go. I got you, bro. I
want to say pull up. So we did my list, your list. Let's go ahead. Pull up Sweetheart. Let's just go. Let's list that Sweetheart.
I got you.
Oh, good job.
All right.
Oh, look at the teamwork.
Yes, sir. So once again, man, Sweetheart. Let's get into it. A woman washes ashore a small uninhabited island after an accident. The situation turns from bad to worse when she realizes there is a mysterious creature hunting at night. The shipwrecked survivor on an uninhabited tropical island must fend off a malevolent force that surfaces each night. This film is directed by J.D. Dillard. It stars Kirstie Clemens in the 2019 film Sweetheart. You know what I mean? So off the tops, man, who wants to go first on giving me their thoughts? Kaori, do you, since it's your list, on your thoughts of the movie? What did you think about the movie? I see your hand up. Sorry.
So I picked this one mainly because it's like horror sci-fi almost. And I actually really enjoyed the actress. I thought she was okay. In a lead role for a horror sci-fi, and it almost painted a picture of, first of all, go to hell. Bite me. Anyway, it painted a picture to me about how certain people are treated when they're in a group of people, because her fucking the co-people, who are they? The co-stars. There we go. The rest of the fucking cast, her boyfriend, and then whoever the fuck was supposed to be her best friend, both of them would have got their ass beaten. That's why they died. Because who the fuck are you to me? And I'm the only person here with a fucking brain at this time. So it just, whenever you're in another group of people, and it seems like, one, you're like the only minority, and two, you're like the only smart person, they start treating you hella fucking weird. And that's exactly how they were doing her. And I did not like that, like, the whole time. I'm like, absolutely not. But I thought she was really good. I thought she was good as, where she was. I thought the movie was great. I thought it was really great. Like, I thought it was well put together. So that was my thoughts on it. Okay, I'm done, y'all. Sorry.
Okay, what did you think about Sweetheart? It is
all right. Now, before I give my prognosis and diagnosis, you feel me? Dr. K, you know what I'm saying? You told me behind closed doors that the main character in this movie was annoying you. Could you tell the audience why?
She did annoy me because I felt like she was way too trusting, and it's like that's the going back to where you're being treated different in a group of people, and she kept trying to save the people who were fucking treating her like absolute shit. If your boyfriend is willing to fucking leave your ass somewhere, tie you the fuck up so that you could be bait, why the fuck are you trying to save him? She pissed me off, and I think that's what really just makes me like her as the actress and the character, is because you are doing such a good job at pissing me off, because sometimes in those situations you're letting the people who hold you back the most make those fucking decisions for you, even though you're making your own decisions. The actions that they did in the past are letting you make your current decisions in for them. So you're like, oh, I have to save this person. No, the fuck you do not.
Okay, bet. All right, so look, I'm gonna chime in. Now, the character didn't actually annoy me at first. She did, because first of all, let me give kudos to Dr. K for even giving this as a recommendation. When I watched the movie, I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into. It started off really slow. There's nobody on this abandoned island but the main character. And so it's like really, really quiet. She's nobody for her to interact with. You feel what I'm saying? So you don't hear her talk. She's not saying anything. You know, it feels weird. You know what I mean? Almost, it doesn't necessarily feel like a movie at the time. You know what I mean? Almost like a documentary. And so once she starts, you know what I mean, encountering the somebody commenting. What's happening, man? Appreciate you. That's crazy.
That
Damn.
I'm lost.
That's a wild way
that was for me, and he can kiss my ass too.
But yeah, though. So like, okay, she didn't annoy me. The white people that was on that motherfucker was annoying.
White people.
Not too much on the people. My daddy white.
But look, she had a boyfriend that was fucking her. Like, come on, let's just talk about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't say they was fucking.
That, or are you just?
That's what I'm saying. They ain't say
it was very much inferred that those two.
But it was strong.
Are you making shit up right now?
It was very much inferred that those two were fucking.
Definitely. I just.
This how you know. This how you know your nigga fucking with another bitch. When she pulled up, first of all, you should have saw how the bitch was acting as soon as they found her. Like, as soon as they made it to the island and shit, they get off this little inflated boat. He goes, "Oh, I thought you were dead." As soon as they hugged, the bitch was like, "Don't act brand new, like we ain't been out on sea getting it in." You feel me? So
which is crazy because the nigga that washed up with her in the beginning was her boyfriend. So like both of those two, boyfriend and girlfriend, washed up together. That was crazy. But continue.
That is crazy. But boom, that happened. Then the bitch and the nigga was at the end of the beach, like by the water, hugged up tight. I'm like sitting knee to knee. Like, what is, you know what I'm saying? Just talking and shit. I'm like, bro, you ain't seen your bitch in done long. You thought she was dead and all, and you still knee to knee with this bitch was looking at the water? Yeah, bro, y'all fucking, bro. Y'all fucking. So, anyways, that happened, right? She said, she like, okay, this nigga acting different. She trying to tell this nigga, she like, look, it's this alien type sea creature, you feel me? Yeah, go ahead, bring it up so they can see what I'm talking about. It's this alien type sea creature, you feel me? That's what it looked like. It's basically, if y'all ever seen the movie Prey, this is my, like, it's a lot like Prey.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's basically like a Yautja, which is Predator, with a female main character who goes against the main big bad, which is like an alien type character. And it was a sea creature more than it was like an alien from outer space. That's really what it was. What's going on with Santos? What's up with the Rebellion 5, man? So yeah, bro. So that happened. And so she like, well, fuck this shit. These niggas don't believe me. They think I'm tripping. I bet I'm finna like, bro, don't do that, bro. That's that Keith. What's that Keith nigga, bro?
Please. I just want coffee and Charlie because he's
But so they what happened? So she tries to take the boat and leave because she already almost got knocked off by the monster a couple of times. She been surviving solo dolo. They don't believe her. They like, look, you don't know what we went through out there on the sea. We ain't trying to go back there. She like, nigga, I'm telling you, it's not good. We gotta dip. We can, you feel me, pack up some food. We can do whatever we need to do, but we gotta go. They like, nah, we ain't doing that. So she like, fuck that, I'm dipping. They try to stop her. Of course, the bitch was hating because she really don't want the bitch in the picture. So she started throwing hands with the bitch. So feel me, the black main character, stop playing with me. You feel me? Put hands on her like, hold on, bitch, stop playing with me. Don't forget, you know what I'm saying? And then this white bitch cheated, took the paddle, backed her ass, knocked her the fuck out. And then she wake up tied up to a tree. And so I don't think they used her as bait because they didn't believe that the monster actually exists. They thought that she was crazy, that she had island fever, that she was seeing things, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what you call that when you're on the desert, but when you start seeing mirages and shit. So they didn't believe her. It wasn't until the monster came out that night, because it only comes out at night, that they was like, oh shit, the shit is real. And then his side bitch got knocked off, you know what I'm saying, dragged into the water where dusty ass. And it was annoying. I think it was good though. I think that she did a really good job carrying the movie. If you believe in fan service, you know what I'm saying? She didn't really have to say too many words in the beginning of the movie because she is, roses and kisses, flowers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, kisses, man. That was a good movie. Good job.
That movie was a good movie without it explaining what the fuck was going on, because the whole time wanted an explanation. I hate movies that don't give you no fucking explanation on what the fuck is going on. Like, where did this motherfucking creature come from? Why is there a hole in the middle of the earth on some Kong versus Godzilla Hollow Earth shit? Why is it attacking these people? Like, we never got no explanation. All we know is she spent about a week or two fighting this damn thing every night. And then when she finally got to get off the island, she just went floating off into the goddamn ocean. And it was like, oh, okay. That was it? Like, that we ain't gonna find out what the creature was, where it came from, the history of the creature. Like, none of that.
It would have been dope if they would have had like some cave markings of niggas who used to be on the island, like,
type shit. That's overused, because every time something like we get somewhere where there's not too much context about where a creature or something has come from or why it's there or whatever, we always let's go to the cave paintings and all the people who were here before us. Who gives a fuck about that? They're dead. I don't want to hear their story. So I thought that the minimal and focusing more on her versus it, without having to give any kind of context or exposition, because horror movies are really, really bad about that, where they have to give you an exposition about what it is, where it came from, the history. And sometimes people just don't want to hear that. Nobody, like, I mean, of course you're going to have questions like, okay, where did that come from? Da, 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 da. I mean, and you could always do a really bad sequel and explain that later. But for right now, like the minimalist content where it's just this weird ass creature on this abandoned island, why is it here type shit, like, and so you're in its home, like you're in its home, so like the fuck.
Basically what you're saying, less is more, you know what I'm saying, where it's like the mystery of it is what actually sells the horror more than you focusing on the explanation to where it takes away from the scary.
Essentially, when you look at any great horror movie / franchise, you get a lot of that context over time. Like if you're looking at Predator or Alien through like the comics or the extended lore, you get that stuff. But the movies themselves are relatively simple. These are the way the creature operates. This is what it wants. This is its motivations, and we're gonna rock out with that. And stuff like It Follows or like Nope, where you have these things.
Predator kind of gave us an explanation though. Like towards the end of the movie, it gave us a little depth of okay, this creature come, they hunting us. We're basically a hunting game to them. Cool. Okay.
In the first movie,
that's because they planned on doing sequels. This one I don't think really had one, so they didn't feel the need to like try to do like an explanation.
Yes. In the first one, Cap. So basically, without them explaining it, like the soldiers, Arnold Schwarzenegger and them, they slowly start saying this motherfucker's hunting us. So like it gave us like, okay, this is the alien that's
yeah. That I can make sense. I don't think you didn't need the details of like, oh, he's hunting us for a proving ground of his pilgrimage, and he comes from this race with this. Like all you need to know is he's hunting you.
Yeah, it's an alien.
You better put up a fight.
Got tech, and he hunting our asses right now. We can fight. This was like, okay, she found the property of the people who were on the island before them. It would have been nice if they had like at least a notebook, which they did, but all the pages was fucked up and wet. So probably was some notes in that motherfucker. But we at least got one page or something, like just a detail of what happened to the family that was there. Something. Because they had
I kind of looked at it as Godzilla -1 when they first got to the island that he went to get his plane repaired on. And they had absolutely no fucking idea what Godzilla was, where, like, he doesn't come out, like, you know, they didn't know none of that shit. And so when I was thinking, like, when I saw that in Godzilla -1, it automatically made me think of this because they have no idea where the fuck Godzilla came from at all. There's no exposition, there's no story. He just exists there and you're in his territory. And so that's one of the things that I liked about Sweetheart was, like, he exists here, you're in his territory, so he has all rights to knock you the fuck off because you're here and I'm here. I was here first. So I mean, and it could even be something as simple as, you know, evolution.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I one thing that pissed me off about when you said she was being annoying, the only thing that I thought that was annoying was the bitch used the dude that washed up with her at first that died as bait for her to be left alone. And the nigga was like, I guess I'm gonna let you slide tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna let you slide tonight. I'm gonna eat these little scraps, but bitch, you better come with something else the next night. I'm like, bro, why didn't she use that as a trap? Because she used it twice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, like you kept doing little shit where I felt like you could have did something, even if not to trap him. She never explored more of the island to get further away. I'm like, if we know this is a sea creature and this is a whole island, why are you sleeping next to the island? I mean, to the water.
But you also have to think that in the very moment, she doesn't know if it's one creature or several. Mm-hmm. So if I am by myself currently, I am not about to go explore this fucking island by myself because I don't know if this creature that comes out at night is part of like a tribe and maybe it's the only one that comes out at night and there are others like it that come out during the day that exist in the forest or on the island or wherever. And so me as a female, I'm not about to go exploring nowhere on this island by myself. And so I think if she had tried to convince her boyfriend and the chick to, if they had brains and weren't white, she probably could have convinced them to like, you know, like, let's try to see where else on here like we could go, like for survival mode. Maybe we can do exploration, but I'm by myself. At this point in time, I'm the only one alive. That's all I know. So I'm not about to try to explore nothing because then what if I don't know my way back to where I was, to where I'm comfortable? So why get more lost and be in more danger?
I give you that. So we don't get stuck on this one because this is actually a good conversation.
It was.
But we're gonna move forward. So I'm pretty sure I kind of know where this one is going, but just off the typical concept of the movie. But we're ranking this. I'm going monster because
it's part psychological though. I feel like at the same time.
Yeah, but it's mainly monster.
Like, it's mainly monster for sure. Yeah, no disagreement.
And all shit. I definitely feel horror is definitely being like 2 to 3 parts, but that main thing is for surely monster.
If she had done this on her own without anybody else after she sacrificed the one person, and if it was just her without the boyfriend and the best friend or whoever the fuck she was supposed to be on the island, I would have definitely put it as psychological because now you have to do this by yourself as a test, like to yourself, like, can I outsmart this and get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, but that's what she did though. Essentially,
I mean, but
once her nigga got knocked off
on 2 other dumbass people, and then got trapped by 2 other dumbass people. So you're not only fighting a monster, you're fighting 2 dumbass white people.
Because
so
it was daytime. I think a girl could have got up out of there if they didn't stop her in that boat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
maybe we don't know that because once bro got
he got dragged down in the water.
Yeah, they was on sea. You feel me? They got on the boat, went into the water, and the monster was like, "Oh, bitch, you thought it was that easy?"
But that's also another thing is like, is it just the one?
That was during the day.
Is it just the one, or is there multiple? Because maybe it's not just the one.
Hey, you got to give her props for squabbles though, bro. She fought this nigga in water. She fought this nigga out of water. She went toe to toe with this nigga. Like hey, I'm not squaring up with this bitch. Like she had them hoes. Like, hey, yeah. But so yeah. Well, how would y'all rate the movie, bro? I feel like we ain't never did that. Could we rate it?
Charlie.
I was gonna ask the second question, which was gonna be, would y'all be willing to see a part 2 of this movie? Yay or nay? Tap or cap? Would you be willing to see a part 2 of Sweetheart?
It depends on how they do the part 2. Because if it's just gonna be a part 2 of exposition, then no.
The backstory. I need it. That's just I need it.
I mean, but you can do a movie and give backstory, and maybe the backstory just be like a slideshow or something like that. But it doesn't have to be the entire movie. And so like when they do things like that, they make it the entire movie. It's literally just the entire movie of explanation. And that's unnecessary when it's something that can be done probably in the first like 15 to 20 minutes of the movie.
I feel I got a theory that if they do a part 2, that it's gonna be some government shit like, oh, we knew about this island all along. It was supposed to, like, people don't usually supposed to come out far, and we've been monitoring this area, you know, like, cause she took the head, so obviously she's going to take that motherfucker back to where she's trying to get to, and like, here's the evidence, motherfucker. This shit is real. Like,
100%. I would actually watch a movie about the island in the Vatican that's restricted by the Vatican with the asylum on it that's haunted. It's what it reminded me of, like an uninhabited island that you're not supposed to go to. I would totally watch
experiments on shit. Now they just letting that shit roam wild over there. Alrighty, okay. So we got Sweetheart, we got Leprechaun in the Hood, Snakes on a Plane, Candyman original. Let's go. We're just gonna go over Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hoodie. What's goody? Let's see.
Charlie didn't rate Sweetheart.
Nobody rated Sweetheart yet.
Nobody did. Everybody said. I mean, what was you rated? What was you rated out of 1 through 5? What was you rated?
5.
1 through 5. Yeah, 1 through. Is that a scale?
That is a scale. It's a horror movie scale. From Roger Ebert is 1 through 5.
We're giving it 5 monster heads or 1.
I would give it a 5.
That's high.
I did not dislike the movie at all. I didn't dislike the movie at all. I thought it was really great and well put together. I was simply annoyed by the things that she chose to do and the fact that she kept saving this white bitch. And he was pissing me off too. So, I mean, you can piss me off and still be a good movie. Stop saving the white people. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, we ain't out of Black History Month yet, goddamn it.
We did now.
Shout out to her.
It's March 1st. National Women's Month. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we gotta support all women. You know what I'm saying? Whatever she say is green.
Rain, please put Rain's comment up.
Period. Okay, all lives matter.
Oh shit.
Even monster lives.
Stop saving these crap.
That's crazy. Rain is crazy.
Hey, let's start there. Hey,
I miss Rain. Hey, I'm glad you slid.
I'm not part of this.
Rain did us. Rain, y'all done stole Rain from us. Boy, Rain was over our shit all the time. Rain could come over here. She was like, I like it here.
All right, so did y'all? What you rank it, Charlie? She gave it a 5. I'm giving it a 3.
It's like a 3 for me. It was cool.
Yeah,
I watched it a while back.
I'm gonna give it a. Hey, I'm gonna give it a 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a 4. Solid 4. Solid folk.
Ain't bad. Okay, so y'all heard it here, man. 2 3s, a 5 and a 4. That ain't bad. So that's a recommendation, man. Somebody go check it out. Go take a look at it. Make sure y'all go see it if y'all ain't seen it, sweetheart. All right, we moving on to a hood classic, man. I feel everybody here should have seen this, except for some people.
Yes,
A mortician named Mr. Sims, played by none other than Clarence Williams III, attempts to scare teenage drug dealer Stack, played by Joe Torre, and his friends straight by telling them 4 horrifying stories. One is about a guilt-riddled cop, played by Anthony Griffith, who is crazy after ignoring his corrupt partner, Michael Macy's. He also tells a meek schoolboy, Brandon Hammett, with terrifying supernatural powers. Although the young thugs want to take their drugs and escape Mr. Sims, he still has 2 more tales to tell. This is directed by Rusty Cundiff. It has David Allen Greer in it, DeAndre Bonds, Joey Torre, Lamont Bentley, Ricky Harris, and this came out in 1995. You feel me? It's when everybody was young. This is really like the start and prime of a lot of great black actors that are famous. David Allen Greer, y'all should know who that is. Like he
stop playing with him
back then. You feel me? Early 30s, late 20s. Like that boy was in the game. So man, go ahead. I'm gonna start with you, Con, since this is one of yours off your list. Tell us about
man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna speak for the hood. You know what I'm saying? Where it's good. You know what I'm saying?
The 2 hood people are at the top.
Yeah, all he didn't do was no gang signs on him when he did the little for the hood.
I was down there, you feel me? I was with the blue suit on. I was gonna start, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, Tales from the Crypt, cuz when I was like, anyways, you know what I'm saying? Tales from the Hood, amazing movie. The reason what makes this movie so great, that's different from all these other movies, was 1, it was funny, which is, you know, shout out to Rain. 2, you get multiple movies within this one movie. This wasn't just like a one story. It was the devil, which you don't know until at the ending, telling multiple different stories, you know what I'm saying, of horror movies. So I felt like that makes it a classic. Black people, I still was tripping out by the dolls and shit. That's one of the most scariest ones for me, is when the little dolls came to life and they was eating people up and shit. Yeah.
Okay, so that was this one. This is the one where like old girl gave birth to like the blackface doll, right? I don't know if this one or a sequel one. There's like a one where this woman was in
part 2.
The
so
sequel.
This one, he tells the story of what happened at this old slave plantation, and they got this painting in the wall on the wall of old slaves. And each slave every night comes alive as a doll, and they start like basically cutting and killing the white people in the house and shit.
Oof. Okay. That shit was crazy.
So I either seen this one or the second one. I can't remember. I may not have seen this one. I may have seen the second one.
The dolls was supposed to be the incarnation spirits of everyone that got killed on the plantation as a slave.
And then what the other one that really got me was the one with the child, bro, when he had nightmares and shit like that of a monster coming to visit him every night, and they thought the little kid was tripping and shit. He always had drawings until they had to deal with that motherfucker, and then it was like, oh no, like you can't kill him because he's a figment of his imagination. And so he took the paper and then started crumbling it and threw it in the fire, shit like that. And the monster was dead. But the way that they filmed that, like showing the point of view of the monster getting into the house, getting to the little boy's room and shit like that, I'm sure all of us as kids have had nightmares and shit like that, or felt like we saw something that we was in our bedroom and it's like, bro, I don't feel safe by myself, and then your parents tell you tripping. So it kind of brought that to life, and that's one of the reasons why I really love this film. But you know, go ahead with everybody else.
Should I go, or y'all this the one y'all ain't seen, or
I guess that we from the hood, you feel me?
The whole thing, I'll be waiting for you. That's bringing it out.
I
all right, so
but I was letting you go.
All right, well, shit.
It's Tales from the Hood. We're not hood people. So.
I'm country for real, but I'm hood adjacent. You know, I've been around and I know some people that have been there, but I myself have not lived there for significant amounts of time. I've been there for spurts.
Stop it.
Hey man, I don't know nothing about nothing, boss. I'm scared, brother. Hey, these is cartoon tattoos. Shit, don't got nothing.
Oh, but yeah, for this one for me, I've seen the second one for sure. I have to go back and see scenes to see if I've seen the first. Was because it's the anthology? I don't remember like the straight. Nigga, I told you I'm like legit from the country.
Right.
My family from there.
Facts. The original sound. Facts.
But yeah, I have to see the scenes because it's very it's an anthology, so they're kind of just different stories in one thing. But what I will say that goes between both the films that I know, one that I've seen for sure, and this one is I enjoy these. This is what I was talking about when I said that I didn't really enjoy too many of like the hood movies and things of that nature because they showed nothing but black pain on screen. I like this because you can take some of that pain and put a creative twist on it to where you are one empowering black people, obviously, because you get a movie where slaves are killing white folks, but you're telling black pain in a creative way to where it's not just me seeing cops or beating up on black folks or black folks shooting each other straight up. You're adding a spin to it and some creativity into that sphere for me personally. So that's why I enjoy it. Just be creative, my nigga. Just don't be the same thing over and over again.
Y'all gotta excuse Charlie. He wasn't born yet, so you know what I'm saying.
5 years before me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, man, Tales from the Hood. Like how kind of what Charlie was getting at. I like how it basically, like I said, it brought drug dealers in, and the devil demon nigga was basically trying to reform these niggas before it was too late. So the stories were intended to sway them into changing their ways by the end of the tales. And if they decided to still be on bullshit or run from, who they are, it was a wrap for me. They wasn't gonna make it out the house and shit like that. So I definitely love that, and it was done very well. You feel me? So like Khan was saying, it's basically a film with at least like 4 other films being told inside of it. So it make it more interesting. You ain't just stuck on one story. It's a slasher or some monster or some supernatural stuff. This film is actually one that when it comes to the end of it, when we put it in categories, it's kind of already for me a little confusing because this movie actually tells of
all of it. That's right.
Monsters, is psychological, supernatural, and regular hood shit because he also told the tale where the niggas went to the hood, niggas was getting shot in the streets and all that shit. But I really fuck with Tales from the Hood, bro. It was a good classic for me, man. It really got into the depth. Like it told our story, but on a horror film level. Like, hey, you don't stop going down this path of being the hoodlum, the nigga on the corner, the one to hang out thug, nigga. This is what's gonna happen to you. The only thing in the end for you is either death or jail. And in the end, you going to hell. So like,
damn.
I really did like you right though, and I love that. That's kind of like with So like, yeah, he said cult classic, boys, Santo. I agree, that's a fact.
Because it tells the story of slavery, then it goes into a modern time, and then it tells a current story. Like, okay, this is y'all. It told the end of the last story was their story, and it literally like this is y'all's story now.
Right, and so I think the genius within that is kind of like I saw an interview with Marlon Wayans where he like, oh, you think this is just a comedy, but they touching on so many political statements, like issues within the comedy that's like it goes over your head. Same thing with Tales of the Hood. You're so focused on the horror that you, like you just said, they talk about slavery, they talk about they talk about the hood. Like it's a scene where not a scene, but it's like one of those mini movies where I think he was either a cop or something like that, and his best friend shot him, and he came back like, "Oh no, nigga, I'm getting mine." You know what I'm saying?
This shit back in blood.
Yeah, and he couldn't kill him back, and it was like telling like the issues within the hood in the black community, and then bringing it in a horror film aspect. And you're right, Juke. That was a really good perspective. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So rated. You know what I'm saying? I give it a. That's a 5. It's a 5 in my opinion.
Tales from the Hood is a 5 for me for sure. And it had a part 2, but part 2 is alright. But number 1,
it was a good 4 for me. It was a 4 for me. I enjoyed it.
You never even seen it?
I've seen again. I don't know if I've seen the second or the first one. I know I've seen one of them, but I don't know which one it was.
No, Kaori. I said Kaori. You never even seen it. Oh, you have. Okay, rate it. 2. Respect.
You know she was coming.
Anything that has to do with the hood, apparently.
No, and it wasn't even that. So it came out in 95 when I was like, 3? I did not see it until 2016 when I got married.
You said we were 13 when you got married?
I said I didn't see it till 2016 when I got married that one time.
Oh, that was fine. Oh, shit. I knew you were country. I knew you were that country.
That damn, I was.
I did not like it when I saw it. The only one that I felt was watchable was the one with them coming out of the painting. Mm-hmm. But as I've been growing with the horror and things like that, and my creepy, dumb, fuck-ass ex-husband wanted us to watch classic horror movies or whatever the fuck. And I said, okay, sure. And we were watching that, and I was like, he's like, was that not scary? No. I don't know.
Well, it's a good starter movie. I think if you don't watch a lot of horror, it's going to be a lot scarier to you. But if you've seen, I would say that. But somebody like myself who has been watching, being either by choice or forced to watch horror movies since I was 4, it did not scare me. So, like, if you watch The Exorcist and go back and watch this, you'll be like, it was cool, but it really scared me like that.
It wasn't scary. It was more to like stir the.
The age you're introduced to something really changed your perspective. I saw it when I was 18 too. Exactly. I liked it, but it wasn't scary. I was laughing.
That's literally
I saw it when I was a full blown married adult, so it did not.
Damn.
Fuck you. It did not hit me the way that it hit him because he was watching it when he was. And fucking, first of all, his ass is fucking 41, so he was watching that shit when he was like 6.
He watched the premiere of that motherfucker.
That's crazy.
That nigga was at the release of that bitch.
He was at the fucking making of that goddamn shit. So I don't know.
He saw VHS behind the scenes. It's not scary. It's hindsight. But as a youngin', though, it was terrifying. That's why I was.
I mean, I can agree. If it's something that you were introduced to as a child, of course, because my very first scary movie was, and everybody can disagree. I don't really give a shit. My first scary movie was Blade when I was 6. Because they marketed Blade as a horror movie. At that time I didn't even know Blade was a comic book character, and my dad was confused as to why I was afraid. And then immediately after that, I was watching Scream. So when I finally did get to Tales from the Hood, I was like, okay. Blade, if the history of Blade, which I could go into 1,000,001 times, you could even actually look it up. Blade is listed as a horror movie. It is. And it was marketed by New Line Cinema as a horror movie. And if you were not already reading a Blade comic book,
no, we got Blade, bro.
I thought about know that Blade was.
Yeah, I can see them doing that for the fact of because superhero movies were flopping at that point in time. They don't want to market it as that,
and they didn't know. They didn't know if it was going to be successful as a comic book movie or a horror movie, and they didn't want to risk it. So they marketed it as a horror movie. And I never knew Blade was a comic book character until I was like 7 or 8.
So my mom, this is my first time going to see a actual movie. I actually saw Blade in theater. So I saw Blade in theater, bro, and I saw the commercials for the trailer for it when I was a youngin'. This is prime Wesley Snipes, bro, and I was a little scary nigga at this time. And I used to tell my mama, bro, I told her leading up to the movie, Mom, it's a scary movie. Woo, I don't want to watch it. This ain't no motherfucking scary movie, nigga.
I'm serious. That's what my mama was the same way.
So thug, bro.
My dad was the same exact way.
I whoop your ass. Like, all right. Then we got in the theater, right? I'm tripping. I'm in my, you feel me? You know how you already scared, so you kind of hugging yourself in the seat. So I'm like, man, I already know what kind of time this is. She was like, man, stop playing. So they get to the first scene. They dancing and shit. It's a rave. Everybody having a good time. And then down on everybody, bro. Fangs out, and it's one nigga by himself, one human nigga, and all these niggas is like, it turned into hell. It was hell. That was hell. Nigga, that was scary as, bro. I don't give a fuck what you say, bro. I don't give a fuck if you don't think that shit is scary, bro. As a youngin', that scene is terrifying, nigga. See, he was surrounded.
I had never watched.
He the only human nigga walking around.
I had never watched Blade in its entirety until I was probably like 19, because when it came to when his mom turned out to be the villain is what scared me the absolute most, because I'm sitting here looking at my mom like
looking Bob.
Sanaa Lathan, God.
I said,
my mommy any day.
She came out as she was a vampire too. I was absolutely fucking mortified. I was like, absolutely not. I cannot do this.
Happy Women Histories Month. You know what I'm saying? To Sanaa Lathan.
That's very interesting to me.
Predator as well. She was in Predator.
Mm-hmm.
She really.
It was Alien versus Predator, right?
Predator versus Alien.
Yeah. To finish my note on capitalizing what Kaori said, I just want to say the same way that movie transitioned her into horror was the same way that movie transitioned me into like Marvel and action movies. Like, even though it wasn't marketed for Marvel and shit like that, once we gonna get into the other movie we gonna talk about, but it got into like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's really graphic and whatever. Now I'm into it, because even though once I got past that scene, I was like, oh yeah, this shit is lit. This is my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The second one, once I got to Blade 2, and I had already figured out that Blade was a superhero, I just wanted to see him kill a bunch of people.
It's funny because that first one, after that scene, they got really goofy with the CGI, with the one-liners. Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. I'm like, for me, it was more of a badass action movie. I didn't really see it as horror, but again, at that point when I watched it, I was like maybe 10, 11. So like I'd already seen other horror shit up until that point. Plus my granddad had be playing like the Xbox Blade game when he had an Xbox. So like I played Ultimate Alliance at that point too. So I kind of known he was a comic book hero. But that's interesting though. I never would have thought that.
I watched Spider-Man, so I knew the nigga was a part of the Marvel the whole time.
I did not know that he was a superhero until, again, because like I watched it came out in 98. So I didn't know that he was a superhero until like 1999, when I actually started like getting into, because I would read some of my dad's comics, but I wasn't like, I didn't really care too much until after Blade, and then we started reading Blade comic books. I started reading Spider-Man. I started reading Superman, Batman. I started reading all of the comic books that we had in the house, because that's when I started to get really, really interested. So when I found out that Blade was actually a superhero, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I still didn't watch the shit until I was like 16 and 19 in its entirety, because y'all had me fucked up with his mom being the villain. And that was the part that was getting me, was the mother. And I was like, I can't do it.
Last thing too, that nigga's barber was magic, because he made that hairline work somehow. I didn't realize how bad that shit was until I got older, and I was like, damn, Wesley, how are you fighting it? Like, this shit look cold in the back because he had the tattoo mark.
I started getting that little design for a little while, bro. But you extra little, you
look at that front though, I was like, damn. I thought that shit was hard growing up, boy. I looked at that shit now like, nigga.
When you got swag,
you make it work.
Built like Adonis, and you're black, the hairline don't matter. You got
niggas was rocking the George Jefferson, nigga. They made that shit look good in the 70s and the 80s, and nigga, hey, anything can go at that point.
Then my nigga was catching the glasses in midair and putting the bitches on. Like,
didn't nobody at that time give a fuck about hairlines? Because if you did, they would have said absolutely everything they could about the Black Power Ranger and his fucked up hairline.
Hey, Walter, bro.
Oh,
you still need your reciprocation for that hairline, boy, because my boy.
That has more to do, I think. I've heard like different actors talk about it. Like, to this day, on movie sets, they don't have like black barbers or hairstylists to do black people's hair. I guarantee that nigga had the most Caucasian barber in that bitch. Like, I think this is how this is supposed to go.
Hey, you see all the posted black characters back in the day had the little fro from the Burger King nigga to what's the name on Recess. All of them, they all had that little
the box.
He was one cut away from being the McDonald's logo.
Damn.
He had this shit fixed though now. I think he good now. He good now.
Nah, that nigga had that Majin Buu. He had the Majin Buu before Vegeta, nigga. That motherfucker was a sharp Majin Buu. Hey, it wasn't no arch for that. Them was
all he had to do was get one bad haircut, and that shit would have been McDonald's.
They line that shit up with a protractor, nigga. I swear to God, this shit
that same crazy. Them vampires in half, but that's the same one he shaved his hairline where he's like, "Yeah, we gonna get this one today."
Please, whenever somebody clips this up, please use that.
That's a fact. Where we at with it? 50 minutes in, bet it.
Hey, exactly. So bet that. Where we gonna put Tales of?
Man, we had a whole convo about Blade. He might as well have been a category. Like, he had his whole segment, nigga.
Tales of the Hood to me is probably a monster flick because I think most of the things that happen in the series were like spirits or monsters coming to kill people physically.
Okay,
personally.
I agree.
I say psychological.
Everything is psychological to you, apparently. Shit.
I was actually about to go psychological too because he's telling a story to fuck with their heads, but
the decision.
That'd make it.
I ain't mad at it.
Make it a draw. So this be that'll make it a draw though.
But she is Southern debutante now.
Right, that's exactly what I thought. New Orleans.
I have a fever of 101.8. Okay, I'm hot over here.
That's no bueno. All right, where we going with it next, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, so we're gonna go with part 2, the new Candyman. Say it.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for this one.
For my boy Diesel's list. So, for decades, the housing projects of Chicago's Carbony Green were terrorized by a ghost story about a supernatural hook-handed killer. In present day, an artist begins to explore the somebody say that
macabre.
Word? Macabre. Because that read gets me every time. Macabre history of Candyman, not knowing it would unravel his sanity and unleash a terrifying wave of violence that puts him on a collision course with destiny. This film was directed by Nia DaCosta. It has Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Coleman Domingo, Tiana Paris, Vanessa Estelle Williams.
Tiana Paris.
This is the 2021, I want to say sequel in my
It's a sequel. It's a direct sequel
of Candyman. So go. I'm gonna let my boy Diesel have a table right now. Go ahead and tell us about this film and why I made you. It's my brother.
So first and foremost, obviously, when it comes to the idea of having a Black woman direct this film, I know Jordan Peele produced it, but Nia DaCosta was the one directing this, and this was like, as far as I know, her first big directorial debut. Because right after this, she went and did the Marvels, and also brought on Tiana Paris in addition with that, doing the Marvels, and she's just great. So I want to say kudos to a Black woman directing this. And what I love about this is that it has a lot of the similar flair that a lot of Jordan Peele films do, to where there's a centralized thesis to the film. And this is all kind of diving into the aspect of gentrification, essentially, where they talk about Cabrini Green in the aspects of the first film of it being, it's a hood in Chicago, but they're showing in this film how much culture Chicago had. Because in the first Candyman, Cabrini Green was just looked at as just like a regular hood where niggas are broke, homeless, crime, et cetera, et cetera. But this one, it took that aspect, but also looked at it in the form of there's a lot of culture that's within the city, that's within the community. And they use Candyman essentially as a shield of that, like a superhero for that. So if you come in fucking with people and fucking with the culture, now you won't get fucked with. And I was seeing like different murders where I think the big one in particular that you saw in the trailer was in a art gallery where this guy was like, either I can't remember if he was like stealing paintings from Black artists or if he was just being really fucking pretentious about the art there and it being based around Black people. And Candyman would just kill all these white people that were kind of taking advantage of Black people and Black culture, Black art in general. And even into that with the shots too for it. There's one thing that I thought was really fucking cool in the opening shot of the film, and they see it a lot. They filmed the cityscape of Chicago like upside down. So you're seeing, it's almost like you're seeing the gentrification or just like the hood from a different angle, different perspective of like, okay, we're on the bottom. And I gotta sit down. I'm gonna make a video on this at some point to kind of break it down more, but they did a lot of cool shit with this film. But the thing I liked the most was showing how they were able to make this a requel. So if people aren't aware, there were like three other Candyman after the first original one that were direct sequels to Tony Todd. This film is a direct sequel to the first one, to where Yahya Abdul-Mateen's character is the child that was saved from the burning stack of wood from the first film. And they treat the Candyman essentially like this curse / super power up that was passed down throughout Black history, and there's been multiple Candyman, and he's just the next one in line. And he doesn't know this. So he's getting like cursed / haunted at the same time, but he's also developing into like this protector of the hood and protector of the hood of Chicago. So I love this film for that, and I love the special effects. The practical effects are really fucking dope. They did this really gnarly thing where he got stung by a bee, and you saw that bee sting slowly like get nastier and nastier with prosthetics over time, and it would just do shit to make it look really fucking gross, and it was sick to me. But all in all, this is a dope movie. I thought they had some amazing kills, amazing shots. The only thing that I will say that made me so fucking pissed off about this film is that they had Tony Todd in this shit for all of like 10 seconds at the very end. I'm like, how are you making a Candyman sequel and you bringing in Tony Todd for all of 30 seconds? Like, I get it. You're trying to like usher in like a new era, or like you're trying to pick up that concept. But I feel like Tony Todd should have been like speaking to him throughout the film, maybe, or like popping up here and there to like kind of show the transitioning of the Candyman curse, I guess. But that's the only thing I have a woe on is the lack of Tony Todd. But besides that, I really enjoyed this film. I thought this film had a lot of great things to do and lots of great things to say. And I'm proud that Nia DaCosta got the shine in this, that Tiana Paris got the shine. This is where I first saw Tiana Paris in, was this film, and when I became a fan of her. So when I saw her in the Marvels, I was like, oh, should I get her and Nia DaCosta back? You can say less.
Okay, so I said it once and I'll say it again. Tony Todd is a scary ass nigga, bro. I don't need more than 30 seconds, bro. I don't need to. If I saw this nigga across the street, I'm moving out the neighborhood, nigga. That is a scary nigga, bro. If when I saw this nigga and what's that movie called where death is trying to kill you and shit?
Final Destination.
When I seen this nigga in Final Destination, that was the scariest scene, nigga. Because he was like, I'll see you soon. Bro, I'm done, bro. That was more scary than niggas dying and shit like that, bro. If you know, like, so Final Destination was a good movie, bro. Anytime I drive behind some shit that's scary and stuff, I'm pulling over. I'm gonna move out the way. I'm not finna drive behind this nigga. But that is nothing in comparison to if I saw Tony's Todd, nigga. If I seen this nigga. The days are numbered, bro. Like,
apparently he's a really sweet dude. That's what I love about horror, is that all these crazy ass, scary ass people are like the sweetest human beings that ever touched the earth. That nigga is apparently really nice. If you see him in interviews, he's like a really nice dude.
Definitely. So for me,
a knife in your mouth.
When I first seen the movie, like when it first started off, probably the first 30 to 30 some minutes in, I was like, this shit is ass. I was kind of trying to figure out what direction they was going with it. I was confused for a minute until like he finally went and had that talk with his mom. He explained everything. Okay, this is what I needed. Okay, this makes sense. Everything makes sense now. But up until that conversation with moms, I was like, like they trying to, like you said, they trying to make it seem like the Candyman curse is like really a curse now, and he started to become Candyman because he started Candyman or some shit like that. Like, I don't know, I'm confused. And then boom, they showed the original mom from the first Candyman that had the baby with the Rottweiler and shit that got his head cut off. And she explained it. I'm like, oh, okay, now that was a plot twist I could fuck with. I'm like, okay, for a minute y'all was losing me, and I was gonna say this shit is ass cheeks. Because what is we doing? Like, But when they connected it to the original and it brought, even though like he said that 2.5 seconds and shit, like that was cool, but I would have loved to see Tony Todd a little bit more. Like, yes, definitely like maybe a voice in the nigga head or something, guiding him along the way, because the white girl got the nigga as a voice in her head, guiding her along the way. He was running up on her in parking garages and all kinds of shit. Like, come here. Like, we get that again. Did y'all not have the money to pay this nigga? Like, what was the case?
That does make sense.
It'd be nice to have something like that put into the film as well. You feel me? But in the end, I definitely did like it. I would like to see where they about to go with it when they did do the end part and Bruh standing there with the coat and all of that shit. Now he got the hook hands. So like, where we going with it? You feel me? And Domingo, who I was actually wanted to bring up. Rated artist, actors episode that one time, and I couldn't think of his name at the time. Bruh did his shit. Like, I love him as an actor. I have not seen Bruh in nothing yet, even if it's a side character or a side character. Bruh's presence on film is just always impeccable to me. I think he does an amazing job as an actor. You feel me? And him to be the side, like, you know, secondary villain to the situation. Main villain, but I still feel like Candyman is always the first villain, even though the nigga wasn't there. But he was like the dude to put the shit back in motion. You feel me? Like, he was the fan. Like, you know how Charlie and Kaori is, but really Kaori like a fan of horror. So like, he really drove him to like implement this situation. Like, I grew up in this neighborhood. I was here. Like, this is what I know. I want to bring this legend back. Like, nobody else fucking with it. I'ma fuck with it. Like, he implemented that whole play. I was like, okay, bro, smooth. I'm like, they did a good job with this film. You feel me? Everybody did a wonderful job. And I would love to see it. I guess third part now, but I think
we're getting a third one soon.
Yeah, I like to see what they're gonna do. I want to know what the story would be now. Like, so when they mirror saying Candyman or dude, because technically Candyman was dead. He was actually a spiritual like creature, person, demon, whatever entity in the first. I'm guessing, bruh, is straight up alive. He didn't get killed. He there. So like, do you gotta still say, bruh, name 5 times?
So he works kind of like Freddy Krueger, to where like if you remember him or like you have fear of him, you're giving him power. So when people just forget him and stop talking about him, he ceased to exist at that point because he didn't have any power over people anymore. That's like the way urban legends work. If you don't talk about it or you don't know about it, you really don't have no effect on you. That's why he had to like start having to go back and kill people and shit to kind of have the legend come back around.
It's wild, because hey, he pulled a Michael Myers when he killed all them motherfucking police, bro. How when Mike did them firefighters, bro, I was like, brother, this
shit was clean. That was a good scene.
Chicago East Side Police Force. That nigga took everybody out.
My favorite kill was the one with the one art gallery lady where you saw from like an outside perspective her getting fucking tossed around her fucking apartment, like the glass windows and shit, and started getting her ass knocked off. Oh, that was fire.
I liked when what was that, the dude and the girl in the art gallery at the end of the night? I liked he killed him. I liked that because it's like it was the shadow. He was killed this nigga as a shadow. Like, that shit was crazy.
Funny story, when I went and saw this shit opening, I took my white homegirl with me and she fucking loved it. She thought this shit was sick.
I bet she did.
Hey, not too much.
I bet she fucking did.
Not too much, man. Not too much. Shout out Taylor if you see this.
What's y'all input on the Candyman Say It?
I think did Kaori go?
About to hate though.
Well, let's just, we're gonna let her get a moment. I'm gonna give it a psychological, you know what I'm saying? And as far as giving it a rating, I'm gonna give it I didn't really fuck with the movie, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Damn. Fair enough.
Don't go back to my 3 with shit. Down here, buddy. Kaori, what you got?
So go ahead. You were made to hate on some shit. Go ahead.
That shit was totally ass cheeks. Tremendous booty butt.
Why you make her sound like a wrestler, bro?
First of all,
it's me and you, one-on-one, mano-a-mano in the ring today. There's no problem. The victor takes home the belt, and the loser lose, and never here again.
First of all, I'm sick of y'all. Second of all, I didn't hate this. I don't too much care for Nia DaCosta or whatever the fuck her name is.
Wow.
As a director,
I thought it was National Women's Month.
Yeah, that right.
That's crazy.
When you produce shit movies, you get shit comments anyway.
The Marvels shit you too?
Yeah.
Marvel's
I didn't hate this movie. I thought it was very, very heavily influenced by Jordan Peele, which was the only reason that I even decided that I wanted to watch it. And I didn't even waste money going to the theater because after it came out, it was a flop. And I was like, well, I knew that. Did you see who the director was? I wasn't trying to be mean.
Damn.
But she hadn't directed anything since 2018 when she did Little Woods. And I didn't like Little Woods either. So I was like, okay. But watching it, I was like, well, a lot of this it feels like 60%. It feels like 60% Jordan, 40% her. So I was like, okay. I do agree with Ju about I was like mad confused about what the fuck was happening until he went to go talk to his mom. But by the end of it, I did end up liking a lot of what was happening. I do agree with Charlie about a lot of the shots. The beast thing is definitely one of my favorite things. That very much felt like a Jordan Peele thing. That did not feel like Nia DaCosta thing. And so if I had to rate it, I would give it probably like, I would say like a 3.5 or 4 because it wasn't bad.
What point was it?
A 3.5 or 4.
You notice all the shit she talked about she liked with director stuff, right?
I would lean more towards 3.5.
Respect.
And I would definitely put it as psychological for sure.
Bet it. Okay, Ju Heffy.
Ju Hefner.
I gave my perspective on it. I'm going to give it a good 3. You dig? You feel me? I probably could give it a 3.5. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I was confused for the most part, but up until the conversation with the mom and everything after that, I was like, okay, I'm fucking with it. Like after the conversation with the mom, I'm like, okay, this is not a bad movie at all. Like I was just lost for the first 35, 36 minutes, but hey, we getting somewhere. As long as we get somewhere, I'm kind of cool. That's kind of like with the sweetheart thing. I liked it, but we never got nowhere though. Like I needed to know something. You feel me? I don't like being in the unknown. That's why I'm hoping the sequel for that is some acknowledgement on what the fuck that thing was. Yeah, shit, I'm aware of it. You know, when I go out to the ocean, I've been taking a lot of cruises lately. But no, all jokes aside, I would definitely put it in psychological as well. It's a mind fuck type of thing, I think for sure. Even though this nigga is a monster, like kind of how we did Bones, Jimmy Bones, but less demonic, you know what I mean? Versus Jimmy Bones. So I'm a psychological to nigga. I'm gonna lean 3.5 though. 3.5.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar vein. I probably give it a 3 to 3.5. To everybody's point, it was fun to watch. The shots were entertaining. The consistency of a theme was there, as far as like being dark and gritty. And I like Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as an actor. I like Cole Domingo as an actor. Tiana Parrish is also great in this. And again, I think these guys are their thing. Again, to Kayla's point, all the things she liked with the shots and everything felt like directorial stuff. I mean, you can put that on a DP and say that the DP did most of that work, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't on set to know for sure, but the way it was shot was really interesting and different. And again, I'm always happy to see Black people do their thing in horror or just do their thing in cinema in general when they get the opportunity.
Facts. All right, so back to me. I guess we can go with the. Did we do Gothica? Gothica.
Yeah, we did Gothica already.
We did that one.
Last episode.
We definitely did. We definitely did. Fuck it. We're gonna go with the Gallow Walkers, man. This is another Wesley. You feel me? Since we brought up Blade, we're gonna bring up Gallow Walkers.
I forgot about this shit.
Amon, played by your boy Wesley, the motherfucking Snipes, is cursed in the womb. Like the Blade situation. And as an adult, anyone he kills rises as the Walking Dead. Being relentlessly pursued, the gunfighter enlists the aid of a young warrior to confront the zombies. This film is directed by Andrew Goff. He got Wesley Snipes in it, Derek Griffiths, and Alex Savant. This is a 2012 film. This movie, man, I like it. It might not be one of his most popular films. I actually found out a lot of people damn near ain't even seen this movie. It was a Netflix special, I think, when it first came out. That's how I seen it. Like when Netflix was first like popping and it came out on Netflix and shit like that. Gallow Walkers, though, it's literally Blade, but they're not vampires. They're skinwalkers. So yeah, like they on some fucking Leatherface shit where they kill people and they have to go get their skin because they don't have any skin. They're just all like muscles and shit. So for them to get around, they go steal skin from people. The people they kill, they tear their skin off and wear. But they got like these little bluish, like kind of like eyes or whatever, some type of shit. But they give zombie, but they not zombies. But yeah, I mean they get
Native American thing, right?
Vampires, but you did for me. But yeah, so basically he kills all these people. He got a long list of bodies, long list. And so now they all came together and they basically hunting this nigga down. And shit, I damn near forgot how the ending went, but it was a big fight in the end, but the movie's decent. It's not necessarily scary. It's more like on the kind of gory, and it bothers you because these naked people, like they're in their skin, and like when they do the skin changing and you see them skinning other people in the bars and shit, it's like, okay, that's a little nasty. And it got some cool kill scenes too, though. You feel me? I think all Wesley Snipes films got dope ass kill shots. I don't know why, but niggas can go debate it. It's debatable, but I perfectly would think every action film or anything where Wesley puts in action, nigga got some crazy ass kill shots. You feel me? They're all amazing. Plus, he does a lot of his own stunts too as well. You feel me? So that's pretty.
Like all the Blade, if I remember right, like he had all that.
The man Wesley, boy, you feel me? But this film, I'm gonna rate it like a 3. It's not one of his best films, but I thought it was a good ass. Like for horror, it was good. But it was Blade all over again. I'm gonna be a man, because he had a little look to him too, where he gave like old vampire nigga with dreads type shit. Yeah, so like definitely, and I would say it's a monster film because it is people that's like monster nigga shit. And so
I can't because I didn't get a chance to see the movie. So you know what I'm saying? Anything with Wesley's gonna get a thumbs up for me. So I'm assuming it was a good movie. And coming from Jew, I'm gonna trust his judgment. So I'm gonna go with a 3 just based off of his.
Yeah, I watched that a long time ago. My granddaddy, because he's a big Wesley Snipes fan, and in general westerns with me and him, that was a thing for us. It gave me Hellraiser vibes with the way the skinwalkers were done with the prosthetics. I thought they looked good. The action, like you said, action was dope. I watched this movie a long ass time ago. I forgot about it till I seen the fucking Corey, stop. Till I seen the fucking the box cover and shit. But it was dope, man. I'm literally probably gonna watch this after I get off. Like once we get off this stream, I'm gonna go watch that movie because I'm bored. And
it's on Tubi. It's on
Tubi.
Yeah, because when Khan was asking me about the movie, I was telling him where to watch it at. So it's on Tubi. Rewatch
find it.
But
it was good. I probably give like a 3 too, like a 3, solid 3 from what I remember. Again, I watched it a long time ago, but I remember enjoying the film a lot.
Miss Kaori.
Now you can use your tongue.
Church Mouse.
You're funny.
Boom! Sauce ready.
I'm gonna start off with my rating first, because my rating is a 1. I fucking hate this movie.
Wesley just got sniped.
Shit.
I hate this movie so much. First of all, I was forced to watch it, and I was like, all right, cool. When I was looking at the little summary, I was like, okay, the synopsis sounds interesting. The execution, absolutely the fuck not. I was like, why are we here? How did we get here? How did we get to this space? How did we get to this part? And it felt like, weirdly enough, it felt like everybody else was underacting, and it felt like Wesley Snipes was overacting. It seemed like it was very, very uneven with the acting. And the Skinwalker thing, it only reminded me of when Roger from American Dad took Jeff's skin so that Haley.
I'm
That's
dead.
not, I was kidding. So yeah, I would say it's definitely Monster because
I actually like your synopsis of that. Like, I actually can agree with what you said. Like I said, that's why I said it's just Wesley kind of kept me in the film, but it was Blade, just like basically a cheaper version, you know, like. But
yes, it seemed very, very cheap. And even with it being 2011, 2012, even what 2012 came out in 2012, did it not? And it had way better special effects. I was like, who paid for this?
I believe that film was like fresh out of the prison for the fraud, the tax evasion shit, and I think
his first one.
Yeah, and it read that way because it read like.
I know he did. I know he did Expendables when he was fresh out, and I feel like they forced his role into that movie. Probably they was getting ready to film already, and he literally got out during that time. And
they definitely forced him in there, and it felt like he was not in a natural habitat of acting.
No, because his role was literally him. You feel me? Outside being late, they rescued him from jail. They like, "What you need? Tax evasion?" And it's like, "Oh, okay." Now y'all throwing shots at the nigga in the movie while you're in the movie, but it's like,
So it felt very awkward, like as a movie of his. It did not feel like a natural role for him.
That's karma for being an asshole in Blade 3.
Yes, it is.
Because that nigga was apparently unbearable to work with on Blade 3.
Oh my god.
That Trinity shit is not to be spoken.
Yeah, you know the scene where that nigga's like in the autopsy room and his eyes open up? Apparently the nigga refused to open his eyes, so they had to CD this nigga's eyes on his face.
Having a silver grill for vampire teeth for me. Bro.
I'm like, there's no way this movie with Ryan Reynolds, Wesley Snipes should be this bad.
With Triple H and everything.
I'm like, this shit should have been fired.
Out of all people, why does this nigga come in and culture vulture?
Was that Batista in there? Who?
No, it was Triple H. It was Triple H.
No, I said Triple H. I said that, but I'm saying the nigga who played
no, that's
Dracula.
No,
that's the nigga from that prison movie. What's that?
Right.
Prison Break.
Prison Break, nigga.
Prison Break. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's my nigga.
And I like the concept. I thought that movie it had a really dope concept, and I liked the way they went about it initially, but like he got really fucking goofy. But again, I ain't gonna lie, I attribute most of the fucking shittiness with that movie to Wesley just not cooperating with a lot of that shit.
Yeah, he wasn't cooperating at all. And I think that's one of the reasons why everybody's like, oh, he should totally come back for the new Blade reboot. I was like, him and Marvel do not get along. And it was for the fucking reasons he was acting like a complete ass on the Blade 3 set. I was like, and he started that way on Blade 2 because he was starting to be difficult towards the ending of filming Blade 2, and then just turned into a complete ass for Blade 3. They do not want that man.
I would have said if they're gonna bring him back for a new one, it could have made him Whistler. I thought it would have been cool to have his own.
That was my dad's suggestion too. That was my dad's suggestion, and I think that would have been a good idea. But again, you have to have a good relationship. Like whether or not you're working with Marvel or you're working with a subsidiary of Marvel, Marvel's on the set assisting because it's still a Marvel property, you still have to have a good relationship with them to even get a cameo. So for you to have been acting an ass and Marvel is just like, you would have been doing something extra fucking serious.
That nigga was an asshole. When they had to CGI your eyes on niggas, you refused to open your eyes.
You couldn't open your fucking eyes.
They were fed up with that nigga boy.
Like, that's the wild shit though. Getting your eyes on, like that's crazy.
Don't gotta say that to open them, nigga.
The hill you decided to die on is not opening your fucking eyes for the camera.
That was some diva shit. But moving forward, I'm going since I think me and D's are really the only one. Well, no, Kaori's finally seen one. My bad, no disrespect. But so we putting this in
We finished monster. Correct?
Monster flick. Yeah, I put it in monster flick.
All right, cool. So we ain't gonna go into.
I wish my screen poster was flipping.
Y'all not gonna go in too much on Wesley. Can someone pull up his house, please? Oh, it's right here above me. Don't even worry. This is off the doctor's list. So this movie right here, yeah, let's get into it. So a refugee couple makes a harrowing escape from a war-torn southern Sudan, but then what?
South Sudan.
My bad. My bad.
You put a little flair on it.
No, yeah, let her whispering ass. Go ahead and read it.
South Sudan. But then they struggle to adjust to their new life in an English town that has an evil lurking beneath the surface. This is directed by Remy Weeks. It has I can't say none of their names, but this is a girl. This old girl from Lovecraft Country, and she's also in the Loki series. She's been doing big one for the last 2-3 years. She's been doing her thing for like the last 2-3 years, bro. She's been putting on Lovecraft Country was the first time I seen her. I thought she did an amazing job in that one. She does an amazing job as the agent in Loki. There's another film I've seen her in besides this one. I just can't pinpoint what it was, but it was like, oh, it's her again. But that was the guy. I don't know him. That's my first.
She's in The Color Purple, wasn't she? The new one.
The new one, yes.
Yeah.
I know the orange is the new black was.
My bad. I mean,
this film right here, though, man. This is a recommendation. Kaori, I actually went to go watch it after I seen it on her list. This movie fucked me up a little bit, and I'm so glad I wasn't off no mushrooms or nothing when I was watching it. I ain't gonna lie, this one right here is
I want to hear everyone else's opinions on this because this one is quite a thing.
Everybody seen this? Let me ask that.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't.
Nigga,
I'm watching shit tonight. I'm just chilling on the couch with the dog tonight. So I'm about to watch this.
Nigga, when I say that shit was it's Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it on Netflix. So
I have a list of movies where I saw the trailer for them, but just never got around to watching them.
This film right here, I was expecting something totally different when I seen the cover and all of that shit. When we got into the motherfucking movie, it just fucked with my fear even more of being in strange buildings that I don't know shit about. And these motherfuckers got put in a strange motherfucking little apartment. And for some reason, this motherfucker was like possessed or some shit. And it was really ironic that shit happened to them. Like, how y'all go to a demonic apartment? Like, that was some wild shit.
I'd be so pissed. Hey, this is some shit me and Carrie would watch. We have like our random horror movie nights, and a consistent theme with the ones we've been watching is people doing a regular jobs or living a regular life, and they just happen to run across the fucking ghost or monster naked.
And then it's the cold part. They just
doing nothing but working, bro.
They just escaping a war, and the way they had to escape was very dramatic. On the boat flipped over. The nigga did some hoe ass shit to get on the bus. The little baby girl, well, she's not baby, she was the little young girl. You feel me? Her mama sitting there with her, but they like, no, we can't take no more people on the bus. When him and his girl walk up, they like only children. Bruh snatches the little girl from off the side of him and like, hey, I got her. This is a child. And they like, come on. And he grabbed all three of them, go on the bus. But this is the lady, whole nother lady baby, like daughter, that he just like basically just grabbed out her arm damn near. And so they on the bus, but the mama is not able to get on. So now she panicking. The people that came in start shooting and shit. So they gotta hurry up and smash off. And he take the little girl only to get the little girl killed, bro. They literally escape, get on this little boat to get across you feel me? And then the boat capsizes it's like a storm going on. That motherfucker capsizes and none of their asses can swim. And then the little boat that come to save them, only so many people can get on that motherfucker because it already got people on the little motherfucking boat. So like at least 12 to 15 people get left in the water, bro, and they're dying and drowning. You feel me? And this little girl dies all because you took her from her mama to save yourself. And she ended up dying, bro, and it fucked up his conscience. So that was his demons he fought during the little spiritual shit in the apartment. The girl
I don't know. Her story's a little more crazy. It's like she was a little bit more important. Like, so she started seeing all the women, basically. I never seen her see a dude at all, but she seen all the women from her homeland that died. Like, not even in the ocean. She never got to see the little girl. Only the dude was seeing the little girl. She was seeing everybody from back home, all the women that got killed during the war and trying to escape. And then she seen the girl real mom too. And she was like, "Is the girl here?" And she's like, "No, she ain't here." She kept asking for her daughter, but it's not her daughter. You feel me? It was somebody's daughter y'all took. But her guilt kept having her like, "Oh, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter." And she was talking to the spirits. And they like, "She ain't here. But, you know, you welcome to come." But she pulled one of them, "I ain't coming yet," and she go back. But in the end, they end up bonding with the spirits. Like, they face their demons. They realize, like, okay, they got to live with what happened. And they face the demon, and in the end, basically the spirits like live in the apartment with them. In the end, it like show them all standing together and shit with all the little spirits and shit around them, all the kids that died. I was like, oh, that's so cool, but that's still creepy as fuck though, because them people all dead. And now they parlaying in this little ass apartment in the guy.
I wish that nigga would. Why be going so fucking fast, boy? Are you not gonna kill me? Juices.
So basically what it is that I think what drew me to this one is because it is something that I was studying in all of my studies of Wicca and witchcraft and things. Their issue is that inside of the house they have a night witch. And when you have a night witch, and the reason you have a night witch is because there is a debt that needs to be paid. But the couple, the two main characters, they didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Like, they didn't know what debt that they were supposed to be paying. It was mainly the woman didn't know what the debt was. But the man definitely knew. And it was because the girl that they took, they're trying to get out of Sudan, of course. But the bus, like you said, the bus is only allowing children, like families with kids. They didn't have any kids. And he saw this little girl standing like just by herself and abducted her and said that, "Oh, this is our daughter." And so the night witch had offered them a deal, was like, you're a thief. So in order to make this right, your debt is that you need to give your life for the little girl. If you don't want me to kill the little girl, I take you. And he's like, "Nah, fuck that." Because we had to get out of there. He's like, "You really don't understand. Like, we had to get out of there." And night witch is like, "I don't give a fuck what you talking about. What you did was completely wrong, and then you left her mother there to be massacred with everybody else. So you're a thief of life, which means if you want her to keep hers, I take yours." And he wasn't having it. And I think one of the other performances was Matt Smith, because they're in the UK. Matt Smith
is in this?
Yes. If you guys do not know Matt Smith, he played my husband in House of the Dragons, Targaryen, the love of my life. And his performance in here is actually, it's not as big, but he's trying to talk to them. He's trying to assimilate them because it's still kind of like a little racism thing happening, you know what I'm saying? Because they're African coming to the UK. And so the husband is like singing soccer songs and changing his clothes and trying to get her to change. He's like, we're here with all these white people. Like, we kind of do need to like try to fit in, even though like we're obviously not white. And Mark, the Matt Smith character, he's like, y'all could do this to try to fit in. And then because he's sick and tired and he does not want to leave, he tears apart this apartment looking for this night witch. And it isn't until he is assimilated with the night witch and his throat gets slit and they like end up killing the night witch and like being together as like a family. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're actually gonna stay. We got rid of the ghost." And Mark is like, "You guys are really funny." It was a whole lot of intense things. And while I don't really care for Black pain movies, this one seemed way different, mainly because it's at some time in your life, you have to pay the price for whatever the fuck it is that you did. You have a debt that needs to be owed almost always. And one way or another, it is going to be paid, whether you like it or not. Theirs just happened to come in the form of a night witch. which in all of my studies, I would absolutely hate to have one. So I 100% felt their pain. It very much reminded me of Them, the TV show Them. It very much reminded me of that. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to watch it, because Them is so good. And so I was like, okay, that's what this is kind of like. So I give this one a 5, like 100%. It's so good.
So I would say that the I guess the message from this movie I got was, don't get your house from Temu, because
but it wasn't so much the house. It wasn't necessarily the house. It was what they brought with them, because had they not done what they did, I think they would have been able to kind of live somewhat of a healthy life, because you obviously traumatized, because she watched all of her friends get massacred, and then she ended up having these hallucinations of her friends being massacred, and you escaped the massacre because your husband decided to steal a child. So it's like, had they had a different way of escaping the massacre, I think it would have, you would have been just living with the trauma and trying to get over the trauma of everything that just happened. But not only are you living with the trauma of what happened back at home and the fact that you can't go back there, you're also living with the fact that your husband just stole somebody's child, and then the child also dies. So not only do you just take a child, but the child loses his life too.
Was they together at first? I thought they was just like acquaintances first.
They were like acquaintances at first, but then it's like when the massacre and situation happened, he claimed that they would, like, because they're together and they're desperate to leave, and then he's like, oh, this is our child, after he takes the little girl.
Right.
So I like how the woman had the opportunity to get the child back, but she actually chose her man over the baby. I'm surprised nobody brought up the scene where, if I have to be killed by a demon, I don't want to go the way that this nigga was going. Because the demon, the nigga put his hands and arms into this nigga's body. Like, it was
when he went into his skin. That's what I was talking about. When he went into his skin and they assimilated. Yeah. It wasn't. Then they ended up killing the Night Witch by the slitting of the throat. So it was like almost like a double murder inside of like the one body to get rid of it, and then he ended up still being alive. It was a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Got stabbed in the leg, cut his wrist, all kind of shit.
He was getting fucked up. He was getting fucked up. This was
definitely a psychological mind fuck. Because I'm telling you, bro, I'll be nervous about grimy ass hotels. Like, what happened?
It reminded me, Charlie, when you watch it, it reminded me so much of the autopsy of Jane Doe, in which he was taking on her scars when they started to like assimilate, and he started getting into the demon. The Night Witch started going into his skin to be like him. It very much reminded me of the ending of Autopsy of Jane Doe, when the father was like, let me help you. And she started to heal herself by essentially doing what was done to her, to him. Like breaking his wrist, breaking his arm, like breaking his ankles, all that shit.
Apartment 118, room 118.
Yeah, room 118.
that shit reminds me of.
I'm watching tonight. I ain't gonna hear all the spoilers, goddamn.
That's a good ass movie. That's a good ass movie.
I'm never going into, bro. I'm not taking those like concept, bro. Do not shop on Temu, my nigga. Like, no, no, I'm not.
But again, like we were talking about earlier, bro, these niggas went through all that shit just to walk into a haunted house. Like, they went through all the most traumatic shit possible. It was like, oh, thank God we made it. We're the medic. Well, not a medic. We're free. There's opportunity here. We can be better. Psych, nigga, demons. Oh my God.
Like, you thought she was good. You thought she was good.
Charlie, tell me when you watch it.
Not only was they going through the horror shit, but what I personally liked about this movie was that they were actually, again, how Drew brought up like Black cultural things, like Kaori brought up the reference of them escaping Africa and shit. These niggas was only being able to live here on like temporary. You feel me? If you keep up the place, keep it nice and woo. So they would get like inspections. They was like, oh no, y'all niggas gotta go. And so like they was like, I'm gonna bring another inspection. This is right after like fires and all types of shit happened up in there, and they had to fix it up and pretend like, oh no, we good now. Woo, woo. And this is after they killed the Night Witch and shit. So like I feel like they also bring in that fear of poverty, and I think that is really dope in this horror film because it really shows like how people struggle and how much, even though it's like, because it's not the, if you heard how they was talking before they gave them
the build of a ghetto, that's how they was in fucking refugees, free homes, as long as they stayed here, didn't go nowhere, and got a job.
Conditions.
Go stay here, you can't leave. Get a job.
You gotta stay here for hella years.
Keep the place up. Like, nigga, that's government money. That's what the fuck they was gonna do. They
slavery.
Facts. And
shit.
So what? But what I that essence of even like, because if you heard those white people talking before they gave them the apartment, it was like they knew it was fucked up. And they was just like, give them one of them, give them the, you feel me? And you should have saw how happy they was. Like they was like ecstatic, like, oh man. And I think even from somebody like me that comes from the hood, and I've been through really real poverty and shit like that, it spoke volumes because it's like, bro, like you will be surprised by people who are immigrants and shit like that come to America and go, damn, like your ghetto and your horror is my like salvation. You know what I mean? The little shit that y'all niggas take for granted, like that's what we wish we could get. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that spoke a lot of volumes in the movie. So that's my take.
Dirt in the house, nigga? The fuck? What? Oh my god!
Right.
You have a roof that doesn't leak? Oh man!
Right. A bathroom, like yeah. So I'm gonna give it a solid 4.4. I'm gonna go with that.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't remember. I'm gonna see it though. Like as soon as we go through
where we put it.
Okay, so I just have to say this real fast as this. Charlie, watch something else.
What's something else? Besides what?
I'm lost.
Because I wanted to watch it, and we usually have our horror movie nights.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
And he's gonna watch it without me because I am not about to survive tonight. Just staying to watch the movie.
You're good. We'll save it. I'm off all weekend, so we'll find a day. Well, I'll save it then. I watched Gallow Walkers instead. Then fuck it.
Okay, because we still have to finish Pray for the Devil since that website, that content sucks.
All right,
so I think that was more on my internet, but then Con's website.
You going psychological or
yes? That was very psychological. I wouldn't even classify monster in there.
All righty, we're back to Con Man. We're going to another classic, I guess. Vampire in Brooklyn.
Okay, wait. Before we move on, because I'm hot and I need to take medicine before I pass out and faint. Can we do one more off of my list so that I can go lay down?
Right.
Yeah, plus I think we already did Vampire in Brooklyn, didn't we?
Can you
talk about it when I brought up the beginning?
Can we do Axum, please?
Oh shit! Oh man!
Oh
jeez, Rick! Oh fuck!
I forgot. I have to get this. I have to get this out before I like pass out because I'm tired. Okay, so
I didn't even put the motherfucker in here though, but that's ass.
I noticed her voice been getting better as the show been going on, right?
Barely. It's in and out today.
Go ahead.
I didn't know if he was pulling something up or not.
Oh yeah, I had to pull it up.
Is this the movie you brought up?
Axum.
Axum.
It's the one that was like so bad they had like the dub was fucking up or they didn't like edit
terrible.
Shit, right?
Fucking terrible.
I forgot about this.
Bruh. I don't, nigga.
Did you make?
What I don't.
Yeah, here we go. Go. I got you.
What I don't like about Kaori's list is that, and I'm hella pissed that she about to leave because I don't think we brought up the movie. We probably did, but she started off with Interview with a Vampire, nigga. 10 out of fucking 10.
Hey, we ain't brought that one up yet. I was gonna say
come on, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like,
really gonna say that for her last one because I ain't gonna lie, she put us on. But nigga, when I tell you that was some of the most shit I'd have never watched in a long time, I was like,
oh. Which one are we talking about? Axum or Interview with a Vampire?
No, Interview with a Vampire. So Axum, childhood friends.
God bless you, nigga.
Childhood friends stay in a remote cabin and try to survive when a former pal whose family was killed years earlier comes looking for revenge. It's directed by Michael Mafume. I believe that's how you say his last name. Mafume. You know, she knows A. She knows A. It's a 1992 film, so it is definitely.
Okay, I just had to bring this up real quick because I just needed to give you guys a comparison of something that's really, really bad to all of the things that we picked that were really, really good. So Axum was supposed to be a fucking college video project. Mm-hmm. And they turned it into a horror movie, got it like a video and everything, right? So
community college?
First of all, at the very beginning, when the title cards come up, it's a lot of misspelled words. It's one sentence, run-on sentence with no punctuation whatsoever. And it doesn't make any sense. And in the very beginning, when he's killing his family, he's very much white. This white man who kills his family. And then for some reason, he's black. He uses an axe one time in this entire movie, and it is in the beginning when he kills the grandfather, and he doesn't even kill them in the same room. He kills him in the room, but he kills him in the closet after it cuts, and then it recuts. And then he shoots somebody. He kills somebody with a telephone. The man named Bacon, I don't really know what the point of killing him with the telephone was. The man named Breakfast ran out of the movie. Like when he left the house and ran past the girl at the car, he left the movie forever. I don't really
smart thing. It's like,
nobody in this movie had microphones. The shit that happened with the glasses when he got hit in the head, I don't know what the fuck that was. I just had to present something that was so fucking bad. And at the very, very end, I think the thing that gets me the most is at the very, very end, he dedicates this to his grandmother who doesn't die until 1995.
He killed her with this motherfucking movie slowly.
Lord, take me now.
Every time that nigga came over and visited, Grandma, you want to watch it again? Look, you know I made it for you.
Turn that shit off.
This is one of the worst movies I had ever seen in my life. And the only reason that I even put it on is because I saw somebody do a review for it. And I said, it can't be this bad. I was very, very wrong. Because there's a movie called Plan 9 from Outer Space. It was by Ed Wood. It is voted the worst movie ever made. It was voted the worst movie ever made. It won an award for being the worst movie ever made.
That's tough.
And I said, there's not a movie as bad as Plan 9 from Outer Space because Plan 9 from Outer Space is so bad that it's absolutely hilarious. And that was until I watched Axum. And Axum has literally a 0% on IMDb. And I said, excuse me, can we revote? And
get a lower somehow?
Negative 1 point.
Axum is so bad. And I put it on here because I just needed someone else's opinion that this movie is terrible.
This was
I'm so glad that was
your gone wrong.
I saw this on the Dead Meat YouTube channel. They were like using it as like a thing they were kind of going over, kind of like showing how bad it was. And again, kind of to Kaori's point, when you hear people talk about something, I try not to judge it until I see it for myself. And I went and saw it, and this is around the time I was video editing heavy too at this point where I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a short film. This shit disgusted me so bad because like they did like a J cut, which for people that don't know, like a J cut in the movie is when you have audio come in first and then you transition into the visuals following that. But they would like do it unintentionally, where like they would be in a scene and they would just cut all the audio from the scene would just disappear for like 2 minutes, and then the next scene would just jump into it. You would hear the next scene and go into it, and I'm just like, bro, What the
It was
fuck?
the fact that nobody had microphones and there were so many conversations that you were supposed to be listening to, but you couldn't hear them because nobody had a mic. And so, and like the scene where they were in, everybody was having breakfast in the kitchen. And it was supposed to be a one shot. And they're having like 3 different conversations. And you're just like, who is talking? There's no main character. There's no Kobe kid. Like, there's nothing. I was like, how? This is terrible.
This shit hurt my nerves because you'll go watch like there's an African movie series called Tom and Jerry that I used to watch with my uncles in Illinois all the time. And I'm like, these Africans can put on all kinds of funny comedy and you see some of the fucking like special effects they do where they do like Naruto fights and shit over in Nigeria. I'd be like, how the fuck are they doing this shit? And you watch this shit, I'm like, some bullshit, bro. These niggas in Nigeria with no shoes, making fire ass movies and short films, and you over here making this bullshit. Oh nah, bro. Nah, bro.
DJ dice him up.
The shit was so annoying, bro, that I was pissed that they had a trailer. Like, you had the audacity and the nerve to cut this bitch up and promote it. You fuck! The nerve of you niggas.
7 curses on your house, nigga.
I know for a fact them niggas didn't graduate.
Not with that. Not with that.
For a fact.
Oh fuck!
I wanted to bring that up as something bad and compare it to something that was really good, like Interview with the Vampire.
You know
That's
what?
the reason that I put Axum in
bring
there.
That up before you go. We're gonna do a double take on your list, but so all right, we just fuck all that. I'm giving this a 0. I'll categories 1. This is 0. They can have that shit. Usually I say I recommend y'all to go watch this shit, but I'm not going to be the nigga to lead you into that shit over there if you decide.
Unless you want to laugh at something really, really bad, I do not ever recommend this. I'm like, unless people would be like, what's a really good movie? I'm like, well, I know a good comedy. It is a horrible horror movie, and it's a horrible anything else. But as a comedy, if you want to laugh at everything that happens because everything that happens is wrong, horrible, and bad, like the very end where they're fighting against him and one of them gets killed and then comes back, but he's not really dead. And then he gets hit in the head with the knife and then he shoots him with the gun that came from the kitchen of the other house. If you want to watch something really funny, I want you to go ahead and watch that. If you're looking for a horror movie, I can't help you.
What y'all category y'all putting this bullshit in?
-5 stars.
No, we all understand the vote is going to be very low.
It's a comedy for sure. That's the category it has to go in. Comedy.
Right, I'll give it a go to hell because I'm not.
Stupid.
Ain't no fucking way.
That nigga said, not today, folks.
Not a waste of my time.
You don't even deserve a category.
I didn't even think that y'all actually watched it.
I'm surprised they watched it. I knew I would have seen it because I feel like this is like one of those horror movies that horror fans know about because it's that bad. I'm surprised these niggas saw it.
I didn't know that they were going to watch it.
I did my due diligence. I didn't watch it until Kaori put it on her, and I was pissed. I was mad. I called her, bro. I had company, nigga. I said, bro, I had company.
You just told the girl, hey, let's watch this.
Yeah, and girl's like, what the fuck, huh?
This nigga like
my company. He's like, what the fuck? Gotta do that.
Oh my god, bro.
He talked to me, bro. She was talking to me like bro, like I was a black man that was a butler serving niggas that I should not be doing because I'm past that. It's 2024. She's looked at me. She said, "You ain't got to do that. We ain't gotta finish this. Nah, we can move forward."
Hey, I was so out of pocket for putting that shit on. Watch you.
That nigga lost a potential girl coming in shit.
Yeah, we not.
So you watching this bullshit?
He fucked that one up. She ain't never coming back over and watching me.
Oh God, nigga.
I hit up Kaori, bro. I said it in the chat, nigga. I was so pissed because I was like, horror film catfish me, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm supposed to get some buzz that night. You fucked me over, nigga.
I said in the chat that I was
nigga supposed to be scared, trying to hold on to a nigga arm and shit. You playing me?
No, I said in the chat when I
over on your ass and get it, nigga. Are you serious?
But I said when I put it in the chat that the movie was really bad. I said I'm putting a really bad movie in here, and I said actually it's terrible, by the way. And y'all said okay, so I said it was bad. If you did not heed my warning, I can't help you.
That just makes that listing even more funnier because this nigga decided to watch it with a date.
With a girl, bro. And then Kiwi saw that shit in the chat and said,
everything is proceeding.
Yeah, the flavor was pretty right. I didn't like the texture of it, but you know, I give it a 3 out of 2.
I give it 3.5 out of 10.
It was, bro, I had just gave her flowers, bro. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, she really is the queen of horror films, bro. I'm not even. I don't know if y'all remember when we came up with this subject. I told y'all I don't watch horror. This is not my shit. And then the things that are horror, I don't recognize as horror because it's either funny or it's action or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So after I watched the show, the Chef Kisses show. Amazing, 10 out of 10, like fire as fuck. And I misread that because I watched the movie first, and the movie was fire. So I'm like, oh yeah, she put me on. And then I got to the rest of the list, and I said, what the fuck did you do to me? Why would you do that? How you gonna start off here and then that's like way off the cliff?
I said it was bad.
Even the other movie.
The reason that I said it was bad was because I wanted to compare it to something good, and that's why I put Interview with the Vampire at the top of the list because Interview with the Vampire is fucking amazing, and then I have Axum at the bottom of the list because Axum fucking sucks.
I seen her put it in there, and I was like, I wonder if these niggas know. Then I forgot to say something about it.
But I said that. I said it was bad when I put it in there.
I vouched for you, nigga. I vouched for you, bro.
Yeah, hey, my homegirl put me on. My homegirl said it was hard. We gonna watch this shit.
Like,
hey, you watching this shit?
Listen, you lied to yourself because I said that the movie when I put it in there.
That nigga constant. That was the one that got away.
She was like, I don't even watch horror. I was like, me either. But you know what? After what she put me on, I believe her. I didn't know.
So bad.
I'm so that's so
but
funny.
I'm glad that you guys liked Interview with a Vampire because I fucking love that.
Let's talk about it. So
might as well.
Bruh, this is not the movie, this is the TV series.
Amazing.
In the year 2022, the vampire Louis Day lives in Dubai and seeks to tell the story of his life or afterlife to renowned journalist Daniel Malloy. Beginning in early 20th century New Orleans, Louis' stories follows his relationship with Louis
Armstrong.
All right, Louis. Story follows his relationship with the vampire Lestat. I said, go ahead, Kara, read that shit. I can't.
Hold that thought. You ain't finna do this to my nigga, bro. Don't do that, bro. If a nigga had the courage to read in front of the class, just like any good teacher would tell you, bro.
Listen, because first of all,
I'm too high for that shit, bro. That motherfucking accent fucked me all the way up, man.
Since it takes place in New Orleans, I knew the names were French. That's why I was going to say the names.
Who that nigga high? That's crazy.
Man, well, you know, them men's over there and their formed family, including Teen I cannot see.
Fledgling Claudia.
Claudia, that's my bitch. Fledgling Claudia together, the vampire family endures immortality in New Orleans and beyond. As the interview continues in Dubai, Malloy discovers the truth beneath Louis' stories. This is directed by Luca Guadagnino, however the fuck you say it. But you got Jake Hamilton, Bailey Bass, Delaney Hayes, Ray D. Chong, Chris Robinson, Kaylin Coleman. Those are the colored people in this film. Interview with the Vampire 2022. This is Kaori pick. This is a stupidity.
I want to start though. Kaori, can I please start? All right, listen. This show, damn near should have been a movie. This show is so good, bro. So good. Okay, I'm not gonna try to take up too much time and make it really quick, and I'm gonna try to like not say too much so where everybody else can chime in, bro. From start to finish, this show is a fucking masterpiece. The way that they built up Louis and the way they give the old school New Orleans and how it was back in the day and how niggas was
Charlie,
like,
come back.
huh?
Charlie. Charlie, come back. He's not giving any spoilers.
Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on, bro.
He was taking his headphones off because he thought you were giving spoilers.
I thought you were doing some freaky shit. I seen her do this shit here. I was like, what the fuck you over there doing, freaky ass nigga?
That's some freaky.
You freaky fucking fraud. We are alive, nigga.
Like this.
We have to be quiet. Like
I'm too high for this shit, bro. Y'all can't.
I'm trying to get Charlie back.
Hey, did you see how Charlie looked like?
Right.
We gonna make it public now? Like
ain't shit to be public. You freaky ass nigga.
Come back.
Hey, you
ain't opening all.
Charlie, you didn't see
I didn't know what was going on.
I was so confused. I was like, what are you doing?
Hey, Charlie, I'm presuming you didn't see the show. That's why you dropped the headphones.
Nah, I've seen bits and pieces of it. I never sat down and watched it in totality. Because I didn't have AMC. Like when it came out, I wasn't watching on AMC. I lost my AMC subscription.
You might drop your headphones then, because that shit. How you gonna not give spoilers? Didn't talk about it.
I thought you do your thing. I was gonna just pop these holes off real quick and then pop back in.
So like, it's the movie, but it's told in a whole nother concept.
It's more so the book than it is the movie. It's way closer to the book.
I've seen the movie with the fucking loaded ass cast I had, but I didn't see the show yet.
Yeah, but this shit, bro, like,
Con, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. This thing come out to explode.
Let me fan out yet, bro. Like, let me fan out. All right, so look, the movie, my nigga Louis was a beast, nigga. In the movie, my nigga was a beast. That nigga, what? Brad Pitt was going crazy, nigga. Oh, and against my nigga, Tom Cruise, nigga. And first of all, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's a lot of, if you an LGBTQ plus nigga, you feel me? Like, whatever, how you feel about it, whatever. I didn't know that these two niggas was in a movie together. Like, how you gonna put Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in? Anyways, past that, Brad Pitt was a boy in the movie. Like, even with the gay shit, like that nigga was knocking niggas the fuck off. But that's what pissed me off. Like, you had the black New Orleans version of this nigga, and he was a whole bitch. Like, he was a hoe. He was literally a hoe. Like, I'm not talking about like a hoe, like emotional. Emotional, bro, dressed up at his bitch, and they literally called this nigga the housewife and all. This nigga was a bitch. I'm like,
he got his ass beat and shit and took him.
Bruh, drop from a. We can't say too much because Charlie ain't seen it, but
Louis.
It was literally. I know it might sound funny, but it was literally night and day, nigga. Like, how you go from here? Anyways, now past all that, the dynamics. Oh God, you ever seen that like meme or that picture where niggas is writing and it's fire coming from the pen because the shit? That's what these niggas was doing. Because the dynamics between the daughter and Louis and what was the main dude's name? Bro, the dynamics between them was so fucking good. Like, how do you sell a vampire movie like show, right? Where it's not even that much killing in the shit because the dynamic and the dialogue and the mental games that they was playing was so good that you're in the show the whole fucking time, bro. Like, I can go on, and there's so much more I want to say, but I gotta, because of Charlie and everything. But yo, 10 out of 10. I recommended it to niggas. I sent it to. I was pissed. Just unlike X, unlike the X movie where I said they had the nerve to make a trailer for this shit. I was pissed because I said, where the fuck have I been? Where is the promo? When was niggas like putting this out on like commercials? And I didn't hear about the shit. I was like, what rock have I been under, nigga? So, bro, Kaori, thank you for putting me on, nigga. This is one of the best shows I have ever fucking seen in my fucking life. It is better, and it might sound crazy, niggas. It is better than Vampire Diaries, nigga. And I love Vampire Diaries. That's how much I love this shit.
I would
nigga.
take that.
I
Because I
went
love
to season
Vampire
2.
Diaries. I would take that.
I ain't gonna lie, this show is wild. It definitely touched on some you know, classical vampire shit. You feel me?
Blah blah blah.
What's his name?
What's that?
Yeah.
The coldest white boy pimp I'd have never seen.
Oh, my mama.
That nigga right there. First I was like, hey, it's another one. But then I was like, oh, I'm fucking with bruh. He remind me of, if y'all watch True Blood is my shit, bruh. That was Bill Northman. That was Bill.
What? Talk your shit.
Love True Blood.
Eric Northman.
Eric Northman, my bad. That was Eric, not Bill. Bill was a sucker for Suki. Eric, right? That was Eric. Nigga. When I say this nigga was the coldest pimp in the world, nigga that came and took this nigga from his family.
No, he took a pimp and turned the pimp into
a hoe. This nigga. Like, bro, when I say this nigga gang, and then
game cold,
I'm gonna have to just say this, bro.
Pimp hand strong.
Pimp hand down, nigga. Like, I'm gonna let you get your emotions off, but in the end, I'm gonna let you know I'm that. I'm that. I say he beat the brakes off this nigga. And the nigga did the storm, and now it's over. I hate you. I don't want to be with you no more, nigga. The nigga left for a minute, came back, tried to sprinkle in with a couple gifts like a player do, man, bro. Like, no, I don't want the gifts. I don't know.
Talk, nigga. Talk.
And then the nigga finally came back, you feel me? And was like, baby, I'm really sorry, though. You feel me? It's me and you. And nigga took him back like a hoe. Claudia looking at him like, you bitch ass nigga. Like, he's a changed man now. He's a changed man.
But look how he got her. Look, he did on some real player shit. He said, oh, you ain't gonna take the gifts? Oh, you ain't gonna take the sorries? Okay, it's cool. Got him a new bitch. And then wasn't even fucking with a nigga, was fucking with a bitch. The nigga pulled up.
Had them spying. And then still, even after he got him back, he still was fucking with her. He faked the bitch death, turned her.
He lied about it. He was so much of a pimp. He told the bitch, cut off your finger so I can show my old bitch that I killed you. And he was still fucking. Bro, you don't know a pimp like this. You don't know a
slick back,
look. He knew they started plotting on him. He turned her into one of him and was like, yeah, I want you to watch these niggas. Bro, say his name again. Tupac.
Which one are you put, Louis or Lestat?
No, fuck Louis. We know Louis name. Louis. We know Louis. He the worst Louis in the business. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a fact.
If you want to see some funny shit, watch this video back with the sound off and watch these things go crazy.
Now listen, so the reason that I put this on my list is because this show was fucking amazing. Now, I'm gonna have to ask you where the fuck you were, because when they announced that Interview with the Vampire was going to be a TV show, I was so fucking excited because I was like, I love the movie and I have the book by Anne Rice. I have all of her books. So her horror writing is fucking amazing anyway. So when they said they were doing it as a TV show and it's closer to the book, I was like, fucking yes. I literally, like, I had AMC Plus when it first came out, and as soon as they said, and I canceled that shit because I wasn't watching anything on it, as soon as they said Interview with the Vampire, click, pay, I will pay you now. So, but I do have an announcement. This is why I kind of was fine with you guys doing this while I was still on here, because I do have an announcement for you guys. Season 2 for Interview with a Vampire is May 12th.
Hey, bruh. Charlie, bruh, catch up, man. Bruh, you didn't even see
Season 2 for Interview with a Vampire comes out May 12th, and it will be.
I'm gonna catch up. Look, nigga, I've been on a regimen, okay?
Bro, like it's so much I want to say right now, bro. Like
honestly and truly, I really did enjoy how they portrayed Louis and Lestat in this series, mainly because it is so much closer to the book. And like how you were saying from the movie where he went from here to here, the reason he went from here to here is because in the book he is bottom bitch. Like that's what he is in the book. So when they did the movie kind of just took the idea.
Mad at that. So look, I really just didn't want to bring it up, but since you brought it up and he brought it up too, kind of like and I'm talking about it. My thing is, I don't have no problem with that. I understand that's how the vampire world works. You feel me? Like I said, True Blood is my shit, and it gets it like that. It's literally that. So, and that's in the South New Orleans as well. You feel Louisiana? So
that's a cold accent, bro. I gotta give credit to the New Orleans niggas, bro, because that's a different type of swag. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But my thing, let me get out real quick. My thing, what it is, I hate when they do this, and this is one of my biggest issues with the gender and the role, the race changes, is when, okay, we understand Brad Pitt was what he was in the movie. That was all white niggas. Y'all do this amazing show, and the nigga just had to be black. And he getting pimped out by
I want to say that in the book, Louis is black.
See, I ain't never read the book. I went from the movie.
I want to say in the book that Louis is actually black, and so that's why because I think Claudia in the book is black as well. So they in the series they stay true to the characters of the book versus where the movie just took the idea and took the names and took kind of just like the basic overall summary and just put a movie out. And I think at that time, and the reason that the movie didn't have a black actor was because they just did Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy. And so they didn't want to put like they didn't have another black actor who would have been willing to go into that role to be what Louis actually is to Lestat.
We know he only got room for one nigga in Hollywood at that moment in time.
So that makes me even so, and that still kind of goes to my point then. So it's just reversed now. So then they did the movie version with Brad Pitt, and like Khan said, this nigga Brad Pitt was really not no bitch ass nigga nowhere
at all.
Like he might have been a bottom, but
also again they couldn't go too far with the movie because anything LGBTQ related with two straight actors has to be the dynamic that they write has to be on the comfort level of those actors as well. So when you have somebody like Brad Pitt, who at the time I think was a little bit bigger than Tom Cruise, you have Brad Pitt calling his shots based on his contract, and then you have Tom Cruise also calling his shots on the character based on his contract. So it was like, which direction do you go? And with somebody like Brad Pitt, who again I think was at that time a little bit more popular than Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt is going to be the one calling the shots on his character, which is why Louis in the movie is up here. It's because it's up here because that's what Brad Pitt wanted. Had they actually, and it's as far as they could have gone with LGBTQ characters with two straight actors. See, if they had have hired somebody who was gay, like Ian McKellen, if they had have hired somebody who was actually gay, I think the Louis character would have been a little bit more closer to how it's supposed to be.
Real quick, okay, I know it's so, like I said, it's so much more to this conversation I want to have and want to say, because it really is a masterpiece, bro. I wholeheartedly will say that I will fight. I would on this hill. Go ahead and put the tombstone right there. That's me. You feel me? But for this movie, bro, one of the things, and Drew didn't say it, but I called this nigga when I saw the scene, because I said, bro, You watch the movie and they only hint that they're gay because they're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to the show.
You better not be
And
talking about. I was trying
bro, the first time, okay, like we say, he was a player, right? Like, because, like I said, the dynamics, bro, the mental game, bro, you gotta, it's too much to talk about. But Louis was a pimp, and Lestat, like, turned this nigga out, literally, because he wasn't gay before he met this nigga. Or if he was, he didn't explore it.
He was
He
denying.
didn't explore it.
Yeah,
though.
he was, yeah. He was denying it, yeah.
Yeah, so what happened is like he denied that part of himself, even if he felt that he denied it, especially because of everything that was going on in that time. Like being gay at that time was not acceptable.
And it comes. So remember, he said the girl that was in the room, they never did it all the time that they hooked up. He had just talked to her.
Yeah, it's also
right,
the 1940s.
But that was but he wanted to though. He just she was a high paid female. You feel me? He couldn't afford her. You feel me? So he will always try to like pop at the bitch, and he was mad because he went there to go get her. Like, I'm about to pop my shit. And Lestat was sitting with her, like, you feel me? Catfished the nigga to try to bring him in, and then was like, oh yeah, come over to the crib, the bitch here, woo woo, and used the girl to get to him, bruh. But when they did it, this is the, I ain't saying it's a bad thing, but this is the gayest scene I've ever seen in my fucking life, nigga. This is basically for gay men what is that Twilight was for white girls back in the day, nigga.
So I think in a more modern comparison.
Hold on, let me finish. The nigga was fucking this nigga and they was floating in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Peace out. Bro, like they made it seem like this was the most magical dick in the whole universe, bro.
I think a more modern
comparison. What was that whale, nigga?
Situation would have been if you guys watched Penny Dreadful. If you guys watched Penny Dreadful, it would have been the relationship between Dorian Gray and the guy who's like a werewolf. So like that situation between those two, where it's just like this super magical thing happening between two men, is the relationship between Louis and Lestat on that first time. That would be my comparison, because Penny Dreadful is kind of like this.
The last thing I'm gonna say is I love the fact that and this is like off of any show, when they do this is present time and they give you backstory, that I love that part of the show, of how they're showing where Louis is now and what was his story and how he's going. They're showing the, like, you could be a vampire that lived so and so years and woo woo woo. That doesn't mean that you don't have character flaws. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of in the whole time that he's talking to the dude who's the reporter, he's trying to little boy this nigga. He like, oh yeah, like I'm older than you, I'm smarter than you, you're immature because you're a human, you don't live as long to have my type of wisdom and understanding. And the reporter like, nigga, I'm 80 years old, like you know what I'm saying? Like I understand what you're saying, but it's a certain amount of wisdom and a fear that leaves up out of you when you get to this age. And he starts chastising Louis in the interview hella times, and Louis already had basically traumatized this nigga, because the first time they tried to do an interview, which is different from the movie, he drinks his blood and shit like that. So he's traumatized, but he brings him back to continue the interview. It's like, hey nigga, don't try me again. But he slaps the nigga. Like the nigga Louis just gets bitched out the whole fucking show, bro. Like they started off by building this nigga to be like a real strong black man, pimping out women, doing what I gotta do, a hustler, and then it just but that's
I think that's what I like most about the show, is the accuracy in which it shows what happens when you are interacting with a vampire. And I think another description of that, or another comparison of that, would be the Dracula miniseries on Netflix. It's only like 3 episodes, and I think each episode's like an hour and a half, but it shows like what happens when you interact with somebody who sires you. So if you are sired by someone, and you can see that in Buffy the Vampire Slayer too, when Angel, Spike, and Drusilla interact.
That's a fact.
Like,
That's a
and you
fact.
can also
That's
see
a fact.
how in the Vampire Diaries when Stefan, Damon, and Catherine interact. Based on who sires you, your demeanor before you get sired does not fucking matter anymore, because after you have been sired, you are essentially their bitch. You are their wife. So whenever Dracula has sired somebody, he has technically married you. You are his wife. So whether you're female or male, it doesn't matter. He is the head of that bloodline at that point. And how you act, like, everything is to the desire of the person who sired you. So I like that they did that dynamic in showing how, okay, before you came in contact with Lestat, you were big shit. After you have been sired, though, there's a ranking.
Right. I think I've only ever seen that in like video games too. When it comes to that. That's his.
And they also, I like how they even, like I said, the dynamics in the show. I like they even talk about that. Like they talk about how he's black, he's white, and there's just a whole bunch of like different power dynamics that is displayed throughout the show. Like I said, it is literally a masterpiece, bro. I can't keep stressing it. It's literally a masterpiece. And the last thing I want to say
is the dynamic they showed in Castlevania Nocturne 2 with Rolta.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I want to say is that the fight scenes, when he finally does beat Louis ass, first of all, that's some funny shit why he beat Louis ass. He could have been whooped Louis if it was really on some bro, stop talking to me crazy. But he was like, you really not gonna give it up, bitch? Like, you gonna keep playing with me, bitch? Like, he was really on some, you gonna have my baby, you know what I'm saying, baby boy type shit, bro, like on some Snoop Dogg shit. Like, and he was like, bro, over this bitch, you gonna be happy because this bitch around, but I'm your nigga. Like, it was weird, bro, but at the same time, like, it's definitely one of the best vampire fight scenes that I've ever seen in my life, because they show like what it would look like if two vampires was to actually go at it. Like, the whole house was being broken down and shaken, and it was scary. Like, even for a vampire, like for Claudia, she was like, damn, she couldn't even keep up with the niggas, and it looked like damn, and this nigga's getting fucked up. Every time you see Louis again, this nigga got more bruises, more jaw fucked up. Like, it was like, bro, that nigga was literally fighting for his fucking life.
I'm gonna say this for Charlie. When you do watch it, and Claudia comes into the picture,
amazing.
I'm gonna just say this. A lot of the things that happen between Louis and Lestat is Claudia's fucking fault.
Nah.
And I can understand where she's coming from. I get it. And she was getting mad at him again. I get it. But baby, that is still his sire, and you are not listening. And a lot of the things that happened, the ideas, the plots, whatever the fuck, it was Claudia's fault.
Hey, you still got the AMC subscription?
I do. If you would like to use it,
I appreciate that.
I got a website too.
I'm trying to watch it on my TV though.
But I think you can also. I think if you have HBO Max, the whole first season should have been on there too, because that's where I ended up watching.
I know you got a game system, nigga. If you type in the website on the game system, what you watch on your TV, you don't. I'm just saying, I'm a hood.
PlayStation do that shit.
Yeah, my shit.
PlayStation don't play that shit. They will shut that shit down now. PlayStation don't play that shit no more. PS3 did it. PS5, they're like, nigga, what you doing? You gotta pay for this shit, little nigga.
Gotcha.
Were we
But is this just one season of the show so far?
Yeah.
It's one season.
Season come out in May.
One season. Season 2 comes out May the 12th on a Sunday. You're welcome.
I've seen stills of this. I've seen stills of the show everywhere.
I've been talking about us covering like a show every time it come out. Like, you feel me? Like, every episode do a review. If we down, I would love to. Because I really want to see. I hope. I don't know, but I hope that Louis he becomes the Brad Pitt that we know he's supposed to be from the movie.
So season 2 is supposed to take place. Huh?
I feel like he about to get his ass beat again because brother busted.
Well, season 2 is supposed to be after the events of season 1, obviously, and they're actually in Europe this time. So there's a lot. It's him and Claudia. It's him and Claudia versus Lestat at this point, is what it says for the synopsis.
So Claudia coming back. Right now,
we don't. I don't think that yet because I think that she supposedly died. You know what I'm saying? They didn't show her die, but
it says in the synopsis. Yeah, it says in the synopsis that it's like it's supposed to be him and Claudia technically versus Lestat is what it says in the synopsis for season 2. So I don't know how they're doing that. It didn't say nothing.
I don't know. They had me thinking that she changed her looks or something, like they're about to change her appearance or some shit.
How many more movies you have on this list?
Huh?
How many more movies you get on this list?
Oh, but we can end it. Like we ain't gonna get there. We've tried.
I was about to say we done pretty much everything, right? Except for
we just got
Get Out and Talk. We've done Talk to Me. I want to talk about Talk to Me low key before we get off. But I think we've done like everything else except for Talk to Me, Get Out.
We didn't get
to Me, The Call, Spawn, Escape,
Really Scary Movie,
and Meet the Blacks and The People Under the Stairs.
Yes, that is true.
I feel like we can end on a high note. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we could say something about Talk to Me before we get off, or before.
Yeah, let me get to that one.
I took my medicine.
Let me give it a quick rating. Give it a quick rating, real quick. It's a 5.
10.
5 stars.
5.
10.
It's a 1 through 5.
1 through 5. If it's the 1 through 10, then it's a 20. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's the category?
Oh,
definitely
yeah, that's a
5.
good question. It's got to be a monster then, right? Because it's vampires.
I would say it's psychological.
It can
I
be
would say it's very psychological because he's very psychologically
manipulative.
It's very manipulative.
Everything can't be psychological.
Nah, this one is.
But this one is definitely psychological. Lestat is very manipulative, and Claudia is also manipulative. Louis, when he is like, he's also
not too much on
manipulative in the beginning-ish. So it's very manipulative all the way around. I would very much say psychological. Like it's psychological monster because it's vampires, but it's like it's very tight on the vampire thing. So it's kind of just like them and like maybe one more. So I would put it as more psychological than monster.
Yeah, especially because they're not killing the whole time. Then they just really focus on the family dynamic. I agree. But like I said, I really hope that the next season Louis is in power because he's stronger than what he was when we first seen him. Like he's stronger.
He do got the little his new hug.
And his new nigga is like, bro, I do everything Lestat did, nigga. Like I fly and everything, bitch. Like
I will say that it's very important, and this is for all three of y'all. I will say that it's very important that the person telling the story is Louis.
Yeah, we got that.
Unreliable narrator. Figured. Okay, that's what's up.
All right, so yeah,
I feel like he withhold. Well, we already found out that a nigga withholding information, bro. Busting him about the missing.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
So we already know Louis a little hoe ass nigga.
Okay, but talk to me.
Yeah. So
I did finally watch it, Charlie.
You did finally? Yeah.
I didn't make it. So when a group of friends,
you ain't seen it?
No. When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits with an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill and high stakes party game until one of them goes too far and unleashes supernatural forces. The movie explores the consequences of playing with spirits and the manipulation of evil spirits, highlights that not every lost soul is kind. Director Danny Filippo and Michael, those brothers. The brothers, they're happy and they're singing and they're colored. Wild and Chris Alacio.
What I love about this movie the most is that the two directors for this, these guys were YouTubers initially. They were doing, like, if you see their channel, they did nothing like comedy and like pranks and shit beforehand. And then they got their first chance to like direct this shit. And I was like, wow, that's inspirational again from our end of like content creation. They went from that to directing a fucking amazing horror movie, which, hey, maybe it's in the cards from down the line, we'll see. But that was the first thing that tripped me out about it. Secondly was, again, how tight the fucking writing was with this movie. Obviously, the hand is used as like a metaphor for like drugs for teenagers. because you have all these teens like hooked on this drug that they're doing to feel good or do whatever to have a thrill, and then you have the little brother who wants to. I want to smoke too. I want to do a little crack too. They're like, let's get a little nigga a little bit. Give a little nigga a little bit.
Smoke crack, don't you?
Fucking practical effects in this fucking shit. The scene where the little brother is getting his fucking head, he's bashing in his own fucking head, was so gnarly and looked so fucking disgusting that I loved it. Nigga, that the acting for the main character was amazing. The I'm trying to remember buddy's name. He did the Haunting of Bly Manor. And
how much you think she got paid to suck on nigga toes, bro? Like, that's crazy.
She got a bag for that. She probably liked that nigga though, so I ain't mad at it.
She had to, because who the fuck?
That shit was wild, bro.
Hey, you see, ask anybody that played the Tarantino movie, nigga. Fucking Salma Hayek and fucking From Dusk Till Dawn probably got a bag for that shit. That shit was amazing, bro. This came out in a time where I feel like I say a time like it wasn't like 2 years ago. Horror was kind of like getting really repetitive with some of the scripts that were coming out because a lot of it were cash grabs at that point in time. A24 and I'd probably say like A24 and maybe like just like
A24 in the studio that Jordan Peele does.
Yeah, those are the only ones that are really like innovating. I felt like the genre at that point in time.
And Neon.
And this is one where like Blumhouse too. I feel like Blumhouse is pretty good about it.
Blumhouse, yeah.
They took this idea, let these two YouTubers go to work on the shit, and came out with something great. Because I think initially this premiered at like an Australian film festival initially, and that shit like was received so well there that they brought it over, and it didn't get a crazy amount of like marketing here. They did like some YouTube social media marketing with like a hand and doing different shit like that, but I gotta look to see how well it did in the box office. But this movie deserved every fucking dollar.
I think it did really well in the box office.
I pushed anybody I met and saw to go see this shit. Like Otis saw this shit and liked it. And now you already know that nigga, he's already a hater, but he definitely doesn't fucking like horror. That nigga does not like horror at all like that. That nigga, like he gave it like a 7 or 8, which for on a regular person scale is fucking 20,000. And then Ethan, like everybody then and now liked it. I think I did a personal. I may have done a review on it on the Dope Job, but I can't remember. It's great. I have nothing but positive things to say about this movie, from the acting, the writing, the practical effects, how tightly wound it was, how tight the script was, even down to the ending of like her being the spirit on the other end again. Apparently, they're doing a sequel for it too. I don't know when it's coming out or what it's going to be based around, but I'm excited to see it because this is fucking sick. This is really fucking sick.
I had went ahead and watched it. First of all, usually a lot of the times the way you can tell that I like a movie is when I start getting things for it. So because I really love movie props, and I'm actually in the process of purchasing the Book of the Dead and the Book of the Living from The Mummy, like the actual gold and black plated one. So this one, when the hand is actually on Amazon, and I'm gonna get it because I fucking love this movie. I thought it was a really fun watch. I love the main character, and it also is something that kind of just like touched on something that I am studying in the area of witchcraft and Wicca, and it's your connection to spirits. One of the things. No, I'm saying it's one of the things that helps, like when I'm explaining things to people, where you're not supposed to interact with spirits randomly. And so, and all willy-nilly, like when people want to use Ouija boards are a very wide open channel, and at that point you can communicate with literally anybody, and they can pretend to be anybody. If you watched Ouija, you would fucking know. So like it could be anybody that you're talking to, and when you're watching Talk to Me and they interact with the hand, it could quite literally be anybody, because all you're saying is talk to me. You're not even really looking for like anybody specific, except for like in your mind you're looking for somebody specific, but you're asking a wide open question, versus somebody who's reading out of a crystal ball like I do, where you can see who it is that you're requesting. You know what I'm saying? So it just contributed to the fact that you cannot just, I'm going to go do this and think that it would be completely fine, because there's also not really a way to close that channel, which makes it even creepier, because even when you let go, that channel is still open. There's no door shutting. So it's just like, are you sure you want to do that?
Go ahead, Kat.
Yes.
Kategori.
Yeah.
Leave that shit alone. I will
Facts.
never in my fucking life stay anywhere near your house. How Khan did it without missing a fucking foot or leaving with another spirit, I don't know. Never in my fucking life will I go to your house and without a fucking baby, a dog, an exorcist, and a bottle of fucking holy water. There's no fucking way. Especially based on the stories you told me too about the shit no fucking way. I think the fuck not.
First of all,
tap in.
Shut up.
When he came to my house, he didn't fucking go into my room. All of my spell books and stuff are downstairs in the living room. They don't get touched. Am I right or wrong? I didn't touch them,
the shit. I did see some of them books on the downstairs and shit.
Yes, they're downstairs.
There's content in that bitch. Hold on, I said. I
don't touch them. I don't touch them around guests because not everybody is comfortable with that. So I don't.
Y'all know how the who's the wicked witch with the bad apple come in that motherfucker? A real inconspicuous nigga. That's I made sure.
At no time did any of my things make their way near Khan when he was at my house. Okay. So nobody ever has
I prayed in that bitch. I said, y'all come in here, y'all pray, y'all hold hands.
You gonna see you smoking up, nigga. You gonna see you burning up.
Broke my wrist to the front door, so if it gets a little dark in here, I know what
it's never been a bit. But the thing I was saying, the reason I brought is that I want it to say, and I love. First of all, I love A24. This was A24's second highest grossing horror movie ever. Nope, it was their highest grossing movie ever, and it was their second highest grossing movie, period. So it's like their first highest grossing horror movie and then their second highest grossing movie, period. So it did really, really well at the box office. It went really well with a lot of people. And just I like the influence that came with it, because then that's when people started asking questions like, is this a good idea? Absolutely it is not. Especially because there is not a way to close that channel for you. So
how the fuck is that a question? God damn it.
I would highly suggest that you just don't do it. If you see somebody just like you want to do that, I would highly suggest doing not that. Don't do that, because it's not good for you and it could end very badly. And they are working on a sequel. Yes, I think it's supposed to come out either next year or year after.
In my goddamn ass.
But I am going to get the hand because I like movie props, so I am going to get the fucking hand. It's on Amazon, and I'm gonna get it. If I have to get Jermichael to get it for me, I will.
In our B&B, you can ask Otis. In the B&B we were at in LA Comic Con, they had a hand. It was like a regular fucking hand. It didn't have no writing on the shit. Otis put that shit in the drawer so fast to get close that drawer when we got there, nigga. He was like, hell no. It's like, fuck that shit. We're not. Nope. I can do a horror movie like props, but shit that is like used to contact spirits, never. I would never have the Necronomicon. I would never have none of the Book of the Dead. I can do like the Freddy Claus. I can do like a machete. Not doing no spiritual contact. No, nigga, never in my life.
The reason that I have been so interested in getting the Book of the Dead and the Book of the Living from The Mummy for so long, mainly because I can read it. Because I learned how to read ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics when I was in the 6th grade, and so I just wanted something to have.
This nigga is fucking Nico Robin in real fucking life, nigga. That's crazy.
She's looking at the glass. Where's the photograph?
I made jokes, but I'm really glad she's not a serial killer, nigga, because you would never catch her ass.
Listen, bro, Kaori, did you tell them what I told you when I went to sleep? Oh, what'd you say?
No, he said he's really glad she's not a serial killer. Is this nigga in the same group chat?
Like, I am. Hey, I just trying to make jokes like, right? Dead bodies, right?
Right.
Like,
Kaori, do you remember what I told you when I went to sleep that night? Remember? I told this nigga. So she was talking about like she tried to play with a nigga, right? And I told her, bro, because she thought I was playing, right? No, stop it. So she said, you got it.
Hey, fuck you,
hey, yo. So she was talking about spirits being in the house and shit like that, right? Because she was talking about balloon and all this other bullshit.
Wait,
and I told her, I said, I'm gonna tell you like I tell every one of the members in my family, nigga. Get possessed if you want to.
Nigga. It's over.
I'm not calling no preacher. I'm
not finna. If you think I'm gonna sit here and be like, Kaori is nigga, what? I don't give a fuck.
What's buddy name from Helsing, nigga? The fucking Frankenstein nigga. I'm on your shit. I'm on your shit.
It's $110 on the A24.
That's crazy.
That's a lot for a plastered hand with writing on it. That's not a lot though.
Somebody possessed come and try to attack me. I'm duking them the fuck.
Listen,
up.
No, my dad was talking about some. I don't remember what it was. It was something. We were talking about something. I feel like we were talking about me getting the hand and having it in my room. And he was like, do you know that if you get possessed, I'm leaving you right there?
Even when they caught the Holy Ghost in church, I was never the usher.
Nigga.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's Jesus.
Shit. That looked like some personal shit between you and your God. I'm gonna stand over here until they ask me for the light to wake your ass up.
Nigga, when I buy a house or get an apartment, I'm bringing a baby and a dog. Because as soon as I walk in that bitch,
nigga, I
can't stay. We gotta go. Can't
stay. Every new location I'm at, I'm getting sage and everything, and this motherfucker look like I'm directing planes around this
nigga. Smoking that bitch out.
Spirit fingers, Jesus, spirit fingers. I ain't playing.
I don't play with spirits at all. I don't like if you use a Ouija board somewhere. I'm never going there, nigga.
Now see, that is the one thing that I would never use is a fucking Ouija board. I don't do those. I can't.
You in a fucking crystal ball. I've seen the Haunted Mansion. I know what the fuck be happening.
A crystal ball is a closed channel. One, they can't get out, and two, you can see them. So
I ain't trying to see them. I don't want to hear them.
But look, everything I don't know about a crystal ball user, y'all always fuck around and get trapped in them motherfuckers. I have not seen one crystal ball story where the owner of this motherfucker gets stuck inside of this motherfucker, and it's usually for a few millenniums, if you ask me.
You don't get Mr. Popo shit if you want to. You get trapped in that bitch. I'm laughing at you. You'll be in that bitch by your damn self.
I put that motherfucker in the glass shelf and I polish you every Tuesday.
Oh God.
What you want? Windows
on the shelf. You a family heirloom now, nigga. You was with the woo, boy. Wallahi, nigga, it's over with. Boy, it's done for.
Wanted to be a crystal ball user, huh? Well, now the ball user.
First of all, crystal ball reading, number one is easy, and number two, like I said, it is a closed channel. So whoever it is that you're talking to or looking for, you will be able to see them as well as communicate with them, and they can't get out. As long as
you trying to talk to?
As long as you don't crack it.
And it's made out of what?
I don't necessarily use it to talk to anybody, but if I needed to like check up on someone, as I do often, then that's what I use it for.
Look how niggas like, did you see how niggas lead their head at the same time? Niggas said,
Never in your fucking life you better ever check on me, nigga. You better use your goddamn phone.
Everybody knows that I'm a fucking empath, okay? So if I feel like my connection to somebody, if I feel like with my connection to a lot of my friends, if I feel like a lot of my friends or one of my friends is having like a hard time, or they are struggling emotionally, mentally, or like the connection between the two of us has gotten like a little bit weak because they're just having like a really bad mental day, then I've done this thing, and I actually did it with Jermichael while he was at work, which was really funny. Was I said, I was looking at it and I said, look up. And he was like, why? And I said, I want you to look up, and I want you just look up. And so he looked up while he was at work and he started laughing. And we're not on the phone. And I said, what are you laughing at? And he was like, what are you talking about? I said, did you not just laugh? And he was like, please stop looking at me through that. I said, look, I'm sorry.
You weren't on the phone?
No, we were not.
Category, I swear to God, if you don't just pick this motherfucker up right here and go me
spying on people,
I swear to God, I can't beat my meat in peace now. I gotta worry about you watching this.
First of all,
that's what I thought. I can't have no privacy no more, nigga. You watching this shit?
waiting to watch you do that.
Hey, so
a little bit to the left, nigga. A little bit to the left.
And do you know how to do the cauldron ones too, where they be whipping up the little potion and then
bubble, twirling trouble, nigga, head ass.
What is the motion?
I'm stirring the pot.
Ain't no fucking way.
Okay, so look, this is my thing, bro. And I know this. Listen,
I'm too high for this.
I know this gonna sound crazy. This Kaori, this ain't me trying to say nothing about you. This ain't no innuendo, none of that. Julie might be able to say a testament to this.
You a freaky ass nigga.
You already know. I do not fuck with people that fuck with magic. However, if you have ever fucked somebody who plays with magic, nigga,
it's the scariest shit in the world, nigga.
God damn. I don't.
My stupid ass.
Listen,
you know how they raise that finger in church when the pastor preaches so they can go out. You the
speaking about being a pastor, nigga, in the words of Eddie Murphy, nigga, evil is good and ass is good. And if you just so happen to get some evil ass,
hey,
woo,
nigga, legs start shaking next morning after the breakup.
Story like that, I know how that shit go. Yeah.
First of all, I've never cursed anybody, and if I had, my ex-husband would be fucking dead. Okay.
Niggas' hairline start taking off, nigga. You got that bad breakup.
No shit.
Man, why does shit look zoomed in? What's going on with your camera?
Isn't he on his phone?
No, that was crazy. But yeah, man,
that's like a fish.
You look like you're doing a Busta Rhymes video, nigga.
Yeah, it looks like you do a fish eye thing whenever you get close to your camera, Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my video.
Hey, you want to party with me? If you want.
That fucking episode of South Park when they were part of the news team and they lost to Craig, who was doing close-up animals. That's what the fuck he looked like just now.
But yeah, man, Jew, go ahead, wrap this up, man. I don't think we're gonna do like a part 3, right? This is it. You gave it a good shot.
Listen, that was a lot of movies.
Fun, though, man.
Hey, K-Word Boy's 100% back to where it was. Nigga, you see that shit?
Right.
Scary, freaky ass.
And watch it tomorrow. Watch it tomorrow. I would like actually try to talk to somebody, and it's gone completely.
Would you like a box of chocolates? Hi, doll.
I still have a fever.
Let me just bring in what I can.
Never in my fucking life, boy. You play too much.
What? First of all, I would never do that to like my friends, especially because my friends are very, very sensitive to witchcraft Wiccan things. This one appears.
I got PTSD.
Exactly. So I'm very.
I asked her. I specifically asked, nigga, please don't do that.
Like, I know you guys are very, very sensitive to it, so it's not something that I would particularly do around you guys. But for example, Jermichael has known me for a very long time, and he has just gotten used to my witchcraft antics. So he doesn't care, and he often just entertains me.
I'll be freaking the fuck out.
Random
story.
Growing up without Sabrina the Teenage Witch is my friend.
Now listen, the story that I told Charlie was about that fucking, because he said he was surprised I didn't have an Annabelle doll. I mean, I almost do.
Ain't no fucking
I almost do.
Yeah, I don't fuck with dolls. I fuck with a stuffy animal. But thanks to that,
so I have a doll. Her name is Serena. She's down in the garage, and she might as well be Annabelle.
Burn that bitch.
She's not mean to me anymore. Like I haven't been hit in the head with chocolate covered raisins in a while.
Burn her.
Hey, quick thing about we never even really tried
Oompa Loompa. He said that motherfucker throw chocolate covered raisins at her. That's an Oompa Loompa.
I do call her Oompa Loompa.
We didn't all chime in on Talk to Me, bro, but I just want to wrap it up and say that little nigga got everything he fucking deserved. Fuck that nigga. He niggas told him stay out of grown folk business, nigga. Do what you need to. The nigga begged.
I did blackmail his sister.
Yeah, then the bitch. That's the only thing I didn't like. They try to gaslight the fuck out of the main character. Like, this is your fault. You let my brother do. Bitch, you was right there. You was chauffeuring this nigga. You let your little brother be a part of this, and then you blame your black friend? Bitch, fuck you.
I was like, why was you there?
The niggas that brought the prop to the fucking crib who was promoting this shit at parties gonna try to sit here and be like, yeah, we was a part of it, but we wasn't doing what you was doing. Bitch, fuck you.
They're doing this shit for a minute.
Exactly. Like, this was literally all of y'all's idea.
Right. But they was all going crazy on the black girl. Like, it was like she took it too far. Like, bitch, what?
It's the UK too, though.
Not gonna lie. She didn't take it too far because they told you the rules. And see, that's another thing.
You seen her mama? She was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, when you start disobeying rules, sometimes I don't feel bad for you. Like that whole shit.
That was their fault still.
See what happened to Peter Parker.
Even then, when they was like, "Oh, you gotta let go at a certain time," they told the bitch to hold on longer. Oh, just a little bit longer. Woo, woo, woo. Bro, it was their fault, bro. She
had already decided she was going to hold on to.
But look, this is my thing though. That's like saying here, putting somebody on crack, right? And be like, look, this is how you use crack. And then when they start abusing the shit, then it's like, oh, nigga, what's wrong with you? Bitch, you put me on crack. That's what's wrong with me, nigga.
I mean, so this was my thing with her, because my thing with her is also kind of just like a stimulant from Ouija, because the movie Ouija, they give you the rules. The first one. The rules are you don't play alone, you don't play in a cemetery, and you always say goodbye. So we get to the very first fucking scene of the movie, and this bitch is not only playing by herself, but she doesn't say goodbye, and she just tries to burn the board. So you've already broken 2 rules. We're not even going to talk about the fact that you were on a cemetery because you didn't know that, so your ass was doomed to die anyway, but that was not your fault. But you know the rules because you made them, and like they're part of the normal rules anyway, but for the sake of the movie, you made the rules, so you know them. You know that you're not supposed to do this particular thing. They told her, hold on to the hand for this amount of time. She had already made the decision that she was going to hold on to it longer. So when she went past the time that she was even supposed to be, like, that she was supposed to let go, then of course they're going to encourage her to go longer, because you've opened that door to, I'm going to just hold on to it longer. You've already made that decision. So, like, that whole situation when they were like, well, we didn't, like, do it as, like, we didn't take it as far as her. They did it.
I ain't never going to be that bored.
Never.
I told my grandma asked me, she said, baby, if I came back in the spirit, would you be scared of me? I said, fuck yes, grandma. I will see you when I see you, nigga.
He is literally the embodiment of when people who have black kids be like, don't be hanging out with your white friends doing that white people shit. I tell my little cousin that all the time, nigga. Don't you go, if you know that ain't some nigga shit, do not do that shit, nigga. Do not come back home, nigga. Tell me you did some non-nigga shit.
Object. Where the fuck did they get the hand from?
So apparently the hand was like it was an empath, or like a woman that could speak to spirits. It was like her cut off hand somehow. They got passed down.
It got plastered or whatever, and it was passed down. Yeah.
They never like get into like the hand is very ambiguous. It's not. They don't give us the specifics on the backstory of it.
I think they get a little backstory. It was like it was a witch who like could read people's like shit, and she would like
they didn't know for sure though. They didn't know like
it wasn't like, but I think when they get into the sequel that they're actually going to kind of like try to get into the background of the hand, because a lot of people, like when it came to the comments and things like that, and then finding out that the directors were YouTubers, they started asking those specific questions, like specifically what is the specifics of the hand, like where is it from definitively. So I feel like because of such a like popular demand on that question, that might just like be an answer. It may be like
a prequel, probably, honestly.
Yeah,
like the person themselves.
You can't really do too much after the first one. There's too much to go on.
It'd be a fire prequel though, like showing the actual person whose hand it was.
Yeah, I feel like that would be something that they could explore, because like at the end of the first one, or I don't really, unless you're just going to like repeat the process, I don't really see like a sequel coming out of that and being really good.
Or you could like show the like journey that she had to go through to try to like fuck with people while she was on the other side. There's like a couple of different directions you could go with it. But
like not the Conjuring, but an Insidious type of exploration.
Literally. And I'd be cool with that. Like to see what that looks like from the other side, or like maybe see her getting twisted and distorted while she's there and fucking with people, because she's been like there forever. Hey,
go ahead and
peep that one. Yeah, watch that shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this with the ending of what did y'all put this movie at though? Category.
Psychological
horror.
Nah, hold on. Let me look at the categories again.
It's psychological horror.
Even Sam is psychological. Hold on.
That's been her ass. I haven't been saying that often.
Yeah.
But like looking at the scenes and like how the scares happen or like the breakdown for it.
I'm saying, where is the monster at?
Yeah.
And it breaks. I mean, you have that one because apparently that like her mom was that one water bloated ghost that she saw initially. But in the way like the scenes were and how she slowly was getting broken down psychologically, I go psychological horror. Or you can put that like / poltergeist. You can say poltergeist.
It's psychological. So based off that, but I'm not gonna type it in because I already put this on it. But based on the movies we did bring up, for comedy we got Leprechaun in the Hood, Snakes on a Plane, and Axum. 3 for that category. Psychological, we got Candyman Original, Saw, Got the Good Candyman Say It, His House, Interview with the Vampire, and Talk to Me. And then Monsters, we got Bone, Sweetheart, and Gallow Walk. So it seems that psychological horror films might be a thing for the Black community where they like to fuck with our heads and shit.
I mean, you can do. There's a lot of things that you could do with like different monsters, but it's kind of hard when you're wanting something to be Black centric. Like other than like Nope, where it would kind of be a monster thing. It seems like it's easier to do a traumatizing mindfuck type movie than it is to try to be like, unless you're trying to intentionally be funny, then a horror comedy isn't like, you know.
Do you think is direct though? Do you think that's psychological horror is more relatable to the Black community because it seems over the years and decades and centuries we have been easily mind fucked by our oppression and the people who stand against us.
That's why it's easier when you're dealing with Black directors or a Black cast. It's easier for you to go with the psychological because it's your area, like it's your.
So we deal with a lot of psychological shit on a daily basis, and you know, as the Black culture, we are known to be one of the less cultures to deal with therapy and speaking to someone about our mental states. Not now. I want to say now it's a little bit more open. People are more open. But originally, you know, prior to a few years back, we are the culture that was least to go talk to a therapist willingly and express our feelings and get shit off our shoulder. We're known to hold things in. You feel me? And we impress our own folks. We play mind games with each other. You know. So it seems like psychological horror is a real natural state for us.
Yeah, that is definitely a wheelhouse when you're dealing with Black directors, Black actors, Black cast. It's definitely the wheelhouse to go into, especially like when you do Black pain movies. That's most definitely psychological trauma.
I think that's where Jordan Peele takes advantage of it too. Is that because a lot of Black issues we have when it comes to mental health and different things like that are never addressed within our communities, kind of run rampant. The parallels that he's able to make with a lot of different shit is really. It's why we can empathize with it so much, and it goes beyond just horror, in a way that I don't think you've really gotten too much. Like you've gotten it with other instances, like maybe sexual assault or misogyny or whatever else, and other aspects like that. But Black centric issues we haven't really gotten before, maybe like the last 5-6 years, maybe. When like Nope came out, or maybe this movie before that I'm tripping, that I'm forgetting about. But Nope was like not Nope, but Get Out was like the first one I can imagine. I remember where it went very Black centric in those kind of issues.
Get Out and Us were very, very like that. Get Out, Us, and
Get Out. Scared of white people. I was scared of white people. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm scared of old white men.
No tea parties, no time soon.
Old white men scared the fuck out of me.
You know how when you traveling down the road, you see them houses that people that live in them.
Antebellum houses. And what fucks me about that, because if you got there's a book called The Delectable Negro that if you read it, he details the different ways that white people during slavery would like cook and eat Black people, or like they would take Black hair and use it as cushioning and furniture and shit like that. So I don't fuck with no antique furniture.
Until they make the documentary, the book covers out of Black skin, the little penny loafers and shit.
I don't be on no kind of antique shit. Anything before 1980, I'm cool on. Maybe I'll maybe get into like the 70s, maybe. But besides that, I'll learn about history in other parts of the world, but in America, no, fuck that shit.
Shit gruesome. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, so that's the list, man. I did want to tell those watching, if y'all can, go make a little vote in the comments so that who y'all think had the best. That was my boy comment, but who y'all might have thought had the best list. But yeah, man, that's it. We got what we could get through. As you can see, there were a lot more on there, but y'all welcome to drop in the comments and having that future discussion about it if you want to. But that's all. That's all, folks. You know, y'all know who I am. I'm your boy, man. Straw Hat Doofy, man. Make it do what it doofy. You know how I go. You can find me here, there, everywhere else, like Airy Friday. Well, no. Oh, announcement. We might as well tell y'all right now if y'all watching still. So, you want to tell about the Friday?
mean, you the captain right now.
Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. So we will no longer be doing every Friday episodes. We might have random ass episodes that pop up in between, but as scheduled, we won't be doing every Friday any longer. We're gonna be doing it every second or third. What y'all? You said something.
Well, Kaori voted for every first Friday, which is today, and then every third Friday. Now, this third Friday, I will be at Colorado Anime Fest, so I will not be available. I'll be on the road going to the Comic-Con, or be at the Comic-Con. And so I won't be available, but we do have a very special guest for you guys with a woman named Taliana, who is from Sacramento, California. She is an artist. She is a cosplayer, a Black woman at that mix, you know what I'm saying? And she does a voice actress. She's a voice actress for a character called Brittany on a show called Plastic. And we are going to have her on the show. So we're going to be preparing for that. And yeah, man, I want to say thank you to Jew. Thank you to Charlie. Thank you to Kaori. The show would be nothing without y'all. And thank you for making me realize that I actually am a horror fan, because prior to this conversation, I was like, I don't fuck with horror. And then you see how excited I was to have these conversations. Like, nah, this horror kind of snapped for real. You feel what I'm saying? And this is what I love about doing podcasts, because even if this is not my expertise of what I like to talk about or what I normally am into, this is why we have a diverse cast, because they bring other things to enlighten the other person and the viewers and the audience. So thank you to, the support team, because, you know what I mean? Y'all do amazing things. Y'all amazing people.
All right. The last thing real quick I want to say just about horror in general, because I don't think this is spoken on enough. For me in particular, before I got into like the blurred space, horror was the one genre and field and fandom that was the most accepting out of anything I've ever seen. People of all different looks, sizes, shapes, and colors are all usually fans of horror and all the fucked up shit that happens within it. But it's some filled with the most kind, sweetest people you will ever meet, which is probably why they think about ways to kill people for whatever reason, and fuck your head up. But there's a couple like stuff here, like the stuff for like the Exorcist film and how cursed that is or whatever else. But for the most part, when you go to any horror convention and meet fans, meet actors, they are the most genuine, sweet, kind people you will ever meet. It just happened to be really fucking.
And that is a red fucking flag, nigga. It's a red fucking flag. Because I just went to horror con, nigga, in Sacramento, nigga, and I did not know what the fuck I was walking into. I thought that horror, because again, a nigga was ignorant to what horror is. I'm thinking slasher, murder, woo. Okay, cool. Was not thinking Satanist. I wasn't thinking witchcraft. I wasn't thinking, you feel me, all that shit. As soon as you walk into any of those cons, nigga, you'll get in all of those symbols. You won't have actual real fucking witches there. People who really believe that they're vampires. And I'm not joking. I'm talking about literally niggas who suck your energy and all that shit. So if you a nigga like me, dude, don't go ignorant.
Hey, I will say though, the women is some for real demons for real. They get more ways than one.
Oh my
women that are horror fans. Hey, that's one of the first questions I ask them. Like, hey, Shawty, you fuck with horror? They be depending on their reaction. I would be like,
do they ID channel or do they watch the fuck? Do they? That was weird. But first thing I asked, they watch the ID or Snap. If they watch that shit on the regular, I'm not fucking with you.
First of all,
running into the fire.
Investigation Discovery is the fucking amazing channel. Okay.
Weird. That checks out for you.
Oh,
you ain't forget about that John Wayne Gacy bullshit.
Just the right here been checked off my list.
I can't help that I know that his birthday is the day before mine. Okay.
You can't help that actually. You can't.
I can't.
You really can. You actually can.
The fact
That's one Google search you didn't have to make.
On your face, it says a lot.
So, I mean, I'm just saying between him and Albert Fish are two of the the black serial killer that I just learned killed like almost 100 women. Being like,
you like that though? That's
just
crazy.
Heard that through the grapevine.
Huh?
Through the grapevine, yeah. Through the spirits and shit you be talking to.
I was saying between him, his name I cannot remember, the Zodiac Killer, Jack the Ripper, who is a woman, I don't care what anybody says, and Albert Fish and John Wayne Gacy. Those are the ones that I like to read about the most, mainly because I just like looking into the psychological aspect of it. Because Albert Fish, I think, is probably the most disgusting out of all of them. John Wayne Gacy is crazy, but Albert Fish is definitely the most disgusting out of all of them because cooking and eating children and then writing back to their parents about how they taste is a lot.
Wasn't Gacy diddling children too?
No, John. Well, yes and no. They were kind of like 17, 18, 19, and I think one of them was 20, and a few of them may have been a little bit over 20, but he's definitely exploring being gay, and he was not a fan of people rejecting his advances, which is how they got stuffed into his crawl space.
Can we end the show?
Yeah.
Please.
Any other?
That's all, folks.
Yeah. Any Charlie, you got anything that then and now got coming on or anything?
Oh like yeah. That? So next week we have the review for Griselda, the Netflix series.
I did that already.
We recorded it like a week or two ago, but we just not really.
I just saw it.
Remember, we released bi-weekly.
We
recorded it. Is it already out? I'm not tweaking. Or it's already out there. Oh, I'm tweaking. My bad. I'm looking at our schedule. We're gonna be doing the review for The Last Airbender, I think is what it is. I'm tripping. So yeah, Griselda's already out. And then on the dojo, I've been, because I know there's a lot of demand after the static video or people wanting more shit with just me in
Amazing.
it. Which that video, I think it's at 1,200 views now or something like that. And like,
so proud of you, Charlie.
Yeah, the video's doing pretty well. It's doing pretty good. This is like I think it's like the third or fourth video I have with a couple thousand views on it. So I'm proud of myself. But in the comments of that, I've had some people that want more videos with just me. So I'm taking the older video essays I did on Then and Now that maybe I did not do as well because I wasn't as good as thumbnails or post-production stuff at the time. I'm re-releasing those on the dojo. So if you haven't seen those on Then and Now, I know some niggas, it's hard to get them to go to different platforms. You'll have it there in the dojo. And I think the recent one I dropped today was the Django video that I did as a dedication to my grandfather. That's on there. I think it's doing pretty well so far. So if you guys want more videos like that, that's there. And I'm working on, funny enough, a horror video, kind of a Black people in horror documentary type of thing, kind of giving my perspective on how I grew up watching that and different people in it, which I'm stealing some of the research that Ju did in some of these movies, and I'm going to use that for the script for it. So Ju, I appreciate you for loaning me that information.
No problem.
Alrighty. Go ahead, Ju.
I have nothing going on at the moment. I'm going on vacation. So when I get back, I'll probably have something. I'm still pondering on what I'm going to do when I do it and how I'm going to do it. But y'all be with me, though. I don't know, though. I don't know if anybody else got some information.
Dr. K?
Well, I'll be going to WonderCon at the end of the month. And
go ahead. Finish.
What? Anyway, I'll be going to WonderCon, and then of course I'll be spending the day in LA for my birthday instead of the weekend because I just don't feel like doing that. And I do have that challenge.
On the 15th, y'all. On the 15th. Or
what
the
is?
6th. Your birthday.
My birthday is on the 18th.
14th.
My birthday's on the 18th.
The 18th. It's something like that. I know it's the 10th.
My birthday's on the 18th. But I am
down.
still working on that challenge that I did receive for the movies, and now that I have a VCR, it includes the videos that I have, the videotapes that I have in the house too. So I'm still working on that. If you see Kaori's Corner, hopefully I'll be able to have my Hunchback of Notre Dame review posted. I'm doing that Hunchback of Notre Dame review in the aspect of Judge Claude Frollo being like the best Disney villain to ever be written. So that's how that review is going to go. And then of course you guys can check out a lot more Black comic book characters that you may not know coming to the doctor's office. And since it is Melanin March and Women's History Month, we're just going to be having a lot of Black women.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
I've never heard of Melanin March. That's my first time.
That's a new for me.
So Melanin March, I guess it just depends on what it is that you do on social media. But when they stopped doing Black History Month, they switched over to Melanin March to kind of keep it going. And so like Melanin March is something that people who do mainly Black things on social media, they will switch over to Melanin March. So while I had comic book characters coming out every day for Black History Month, and it was a mix, because it's Melanin March and Women's History Month, I just got a bunch of Black women for everybody.
Funny enough, I'm redoing the fucking the Mystery of the Batwoman video that has my favorite Black woman in DC Comics. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Who?
My favorite Black woman in DC Comics. Well, I don't even know if she's in the comics. She made it be a movie original character.
What's her name?
What's fuck? I'm tripping on her fucking name now.
You just said your name.
Yeah, nigga. Look, I'm blanking right now. It's fucking 2:00 in the morning. I'm gonna come back to you. What was it? Duquesne. Kathy Duquesne. That was her fucking name.
Oh, Kathy Duquesne.
Yeah.
I think she's on the list.
Fine.
I think she's on the list somewhere. My list is 64 pages, and it's like 20 person per page. So I have a lot of fucking people. So I just kind of have to go through, and it's from all of comic book universes. So Unique Studios, Aza, Marvel, DC, Image, Wildstorm. It's all of them. So we're just gonna have a bunch of Black women for Melanin March / Women History Month.
Get it. All right, man. Well, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. What's happening, no Captain? You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a good night. Thank you to all the guests, and we'll see y'all next time.